professional wrestling. Vijf, 7, snit. Ja, na zo, dit wil mas. Hier is kapsus, nie macht ze ehrlich. Ene is goed gemacht da oom. Ik zeg onjou.
I have endured everything that fate has thrown at me.
The only thing you're destined for is failure.
Raven, you got my belt. And Abyss, you got my title shot. And I'm taking them both.
I'm the man that beat 2 men at Slammiversary. Do you think I can't beat 3 or 4 men if Team Canada tries to step in my face?
Alpha male Monty Brown. Mr. Giving it to you raw, the outlaw. And screw the 2 live crew.
Fate has opened her bosom and pulled me in close, whispering sweet nothings of our future together.
Wrestling presents No Surrender.
Tonight, it's the first title defense for the new NWA World Champion Raven. Is he ready for the dog collar, the steel chain, and the monster abyss? Because it's no surrender at No Surrender. Heating it up at the Impact Zone, Stage 21, Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. It was even a wild pregame show.
How about Jeff Jarrett coming out of costing us, going on another rant? We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Bottom line, you can only take so much until you really have to get in his face. Check this out. To kick off No Surrender, the newly formed tag team of Shane and Shelly, accompanied by Tracy.
I'll tell you something, this is the first time that they've worked together here on No Surrender, and I'm anxious to see the chemistry between these two. There is no doubt the talent is there, but when you go up against the likes of their competitors, it's all about chemistry, and let's see if they've got it.
You might remember several weeks back on Impact, it was Shane in a matchup with James Storm from AMW, where we saw interference from that man, Alex Shelley, that actually led to the victory for Shane in the battle of the 2 wrestlers that love to use that super kick.
The battle of the super kicks.
This newly formed team, however, has to face the best tag team in TNA history. Most wanted, and bottom line, they are exactly that. 3+ years that TNA has been in business, the Wildcat Chris Harris, the Cowboy James Storm. They have been the top tag team in our industry. But Don, you notice one thing. Chris Harris, yeah, he may have those handcuff trademarks, the handcuffs that they use as that trademark that he always brings to the ring. But you'll also notice they don't have the NWA World Tag Team title belts.
And you know, you mention that, and it looks odd when they come out not seeing it. They've had it so long. Another thing they've had has been a communication problem here in the recent past. It looked like they finally started getting it together. They're going to have it completely together. And I'll tell you something else. We talked about the inexperience of working together between Shane and Shelly. But when you think about this, that's also going to be difficult for America's Most Wanted because Shelly, especially Alex Shelley, is such a wild card, and with his unique style of mat wrestling, it's not something easy to prepare for. We talked about this earlier. If you think about it, Shane and Shelly may be the perfect combination. Yes, they don't have that experience working together, especially when you compare them to a team like AMW. But when you talk about ring styles and you factor in Shane, the 5-year pro, the former 2-time X Division champion, along with this youngster, Alex Shelley, just 22 years of age, just 3 years of experience as a professional. But when you take into account Alex Shelley's background and his wrestling style, it's a very unique style, totally different from any of the other competitors in TNA, relying on basically a European type offense, some different moves that AMW has probably never seen before. Well, I'm glad you brought that up. I talked to Shocker, who had that incredible match with Alex Shelley in the last pay-per-view, and I asked him, how do you prepare for Alex Shelley? And he said there really is no way, because you will find yourself in a hole that you have never been in your entire life, and you can't prepare for that. And check this action out in the ring right now with Alex Shelley and the Cowboy James Storm, and the crowd here at the Impact Zone certainly appreciates the efforts of both of these competitors. Let's talk about that matchup that occurred several weeks back on Impact, the one-on-one bout with Shane and James Storm. You remember that Tracy, you see her positioned at ringside in the corner of Shane and Shelley, she was sent to the back, as well as the Wildcat Chris Harris. He also sent to the locker room by the referee. But then we saw Tracy get in the mind of Alex Shelley and convince him to come to the ring to help out Shane. And as a result, this team was born. Well, she has that ability, and you got to give her credit for having the smarts to know that she couldn't come back down to the ring, but she could go out and get some help, and she did in Alex Shelley, and using her female powers that she has. The powers of persuasion? Yeah, absolutely. Was able to convince Shelley to go out there and help, and you saw Shane get the super kick on James Storm. Storm unloads, pair of knife edge chops. Shelley gonna try and send him out to the floor, but look at the Cowboy skin the cat. I tell you what, you cannot went for the super kick. That you're going to go to the floor, you got to actually watch him hit the floor, especially with somebody like the Cowboy James Storm. And here's the tag to the Wildcat Chris Harris. Well, we see Alex Shelley. I know he made contact there with his tag team partner Shane, and now there's the tag, almost as if he was a little cautious about coming into the ring. You're right, tag into the Wildcat Chris Harris, and now it's Harris and Shane to square off. You know, it's funny. I think a lot of people are hoping to see Shane and Storm out there in the middle of the ring so they can see the battle of the super kicks. But that's the great way about America's Most Wanted. They're going to keep you off balance. Nobody knows how to tag in and out better than AMW. And they're going to be doing it all day today, watching a lot of quick tags, trying to keep Shane and Shelley off balance. You know, I think that animosity between Shane and James Storm is based on a lot of professional pride. Both men think that they can execute that super kick better than the other competitor. Oh, nice move there by Shane, but then he got caught into the arm drag, and another one. And that's the power of Chris Harris, just snapped him off. And smart here on the part of Harris and AMW to keep Shane grounded. Keep that X Division style down on the mat and allow the weight, size, and power advantage of AMW to kick in. And check this out. As soon as the tag is made and Storm becomes the legal man, Shane just runs out to the floor. He wants nothing to do with James Storm. Obviously, it's something that they talked about to where Shelley would be out there with Storm, maybe showing Storm. Oh, here's the teamwork right there. As you can see it, wow, slammed into the back there by Storm. Quick pin attempt, and whoa. Barely a 1 count from referee Andrew Thomas. You saw the inverted atomic drop by Harris, followed immediately by Storm with the Russian leg sweep, but they just could not put Shelley away. I'll tell you what, though, we've already seen the quick tags there. As you see Harris slipping the ropes. Gets right back up, though. That's what he does. He's a professional. And now Shelley, though, able to push him off.
Southpaw Harris reining in those lefts, but Shelley answers with the jawbreaker and the quick tag into Shane.
Tell you what, for two people who've never tagged before, they're doing a good job of keeping it quick, keeping it smooth, and keeping AMW a little bit off balance.
And that's exactly what their strategy would seem to be. You would think that they would always want to have the fresh man in, not falling prey to that size advantage that we talked about earlier that AMW is going to try and exploit.
Oh, look at it.
Here's an example of the power and size advantage. The high vertical suplex. Harris just holding Shane up there for what's, forever.
Oh, seems like an eternity to Shane because you got to feel like the blood rushing to his head right there. And now a quick tag, and this gives Storm a chance to get him in again. Shane bails right out of the ring.
He wants nothing to do with the cowboy James Storm, and Storm's going to follow up, going to chase him around the six-sided ring.
Oh, he got blindsided by Alex Shelley.
Never saw it. He never saw that clothesline coming.
He's got to know better right there, and that's exactly what Shane did. He goaded him. He baited him to come out there. It was a great move on Shane.
And he just got so focused on the fact that he was trying to follow Shane around the ring. He never saw Shelley drop down to the floor, and there goes Storm back first into the safety rail.
I'll tell you what, Shelley did a great job right there on Storm, and here he goes. Oh, Storm gets out of the ring. Shelley catches the top of the rail.
Yeah, Shelley just crashed and burned right on the steel as the cowboy was able to move out of the way to avoid the contact and then jacked his jaw with a right hand that sends him up the entrance ramp.
Well, Storm right now has got the momentum back on his side, and I think he realizes the mistake he made chasing Shane around the ring. Now he knows he's got nobody behind him and just Shelley in front of him.
Shelley begging off. Storm says, we'll have nothing to do with that series of rights.
Oh, man!
Oh.
Right behind us here, he just slammed him into the side of the stairs or the bleachers.
Just sitting right into the wall.
Oh, unbelievable. And now look and see Storm going up top. Wait a minute, watch this. Storm coming off. Wow! Man, just creamed him.
We expected the team of Shane and Shelley to provide the high-risk moves, but that time Storm went airborne, charging off the entrance ramp. You saw security around Alex Shelley, and bodies went flying.
Look at this right here. Here it is. Just, oh, man. But think about it. That also does damage to James Storm. When you make a move like that, you're going to pay the price. And they're both still down as we go to the ring right now with Shane and Chris Harris going at it. And you didn't see it earlier, but Chris Harris had the advantage. Tracy came around behind and raked the back of Chris Harris, and that gave Shane a chance to get momentum, but it's turned again.
Yeah, look at the Wildcat.
Again, she's now pulling the hair. Come on. Get her out of here. This is ridiculous.
Referee Thomas, he was checking on Storm and Shelley at the time that Tracy got involved, and Tracy pulled Chris Harris off of Shane, but Shane back to the offensive here and caught him with a wild swing and a right hand to the side of the head. Now going to take him around the ring.
Oh, man, into the ring post. Wow, that just, you feel that all the way into your bones. I'll tell you what, Tracy was smart because the referee, Andrew Thomas, was still checking on Shelley and Storm, and he didn't see what she did right there. But again, Harris finds a way to get the momentum back in his favor, using that size, like you said, and that strength to his advantage.
At the same time, though, he just had that shoulder positioned right into the steel.
Oh, come on, a low blow.
Tracy sending this matchup in the favor of her team after the low blow on Harris, and now here's the chance for Shane. He's going to go for either a pile driver or power bomb on the ramp, and he is reversed out of it, back body drop style that time by Harris.
You can't hesitate if you're Shane. Oh, he's got her now. We're not going to put up with this, and he's picked her up. What's he going to do? He's tired of it. What's he doing? He's holding her out.
Well, she's got to be taken out of this matchup. Referee Thomas.
Oh, he's got the cuffs.
Well, that's one way to do it. He's got the cuff around her wrist, and yes, he's going to cuff her to the post.
There you go. He just got fed up between the hair pulling and the low blows. I mean, she's doing everything she could to keep Shane and Shelley in the match, but now it's fair. It's back to 2-on-2.
Yeah, the repeated interference of Tracy not going to be a factor anymore in this match as she's cuffed to the post. Super kick attempt here. Answered with a wild swing and a miss with a clothesline. Look at this. Through his legs.
Right behind him.
This is the showdown we've been waiting for. The two men who love to use the super kick now going to square off. Michael Shane, he's been running the entire match. And now Storm going to try and measure him and does. Dropped him with the right hand, and as soon as Shane gets to his feet, he caught him with another one.
It looks like he's got Shane psyched out a little bit right there. Man, as he just flung him up over the back, and wow, man, Storm is absolutely tearing into him, and he even catches Shelley coming off the top of the ropes.
Now, attention turned to Shelley. Shot off into the ropes. Attempted a go behind by Shelley. It's blocked. And then Storm just spiked him, dropped him on his head with the DDT, and gets it 2 count.
Alex Shelley's not been able to get into his style of wrestling. AEW's done an incredible job of keeping him isolated to where he can't get into that mat wrestling. And Storm right now is just absolutely tearing it up on both of them.
Had the power slam, and now the whirling bird sends him down.
The eye of the storm, he calls it. But now, he's by being out there with the two of them, he's giving Shane a chance to get back in this. But again, he's got a hold of him, and here comes the teamwork.
Double team.
Oh.
Left arm lariat takes him down. Here's the cover. Legs are hooked. No, just a 2 count. Shane able to power out using his leg strength.
Everything that Shane and Shelley are trying to do is just not working at all. And with Tracy, their little extra added bonus that they have, always interfering, handcuffs, they don't have that interference. And look at them, they were going for the death sentence, but Shelley able to count.
You're right, AMW's patented finishing move, the death sentence. They had it set up, but you saw that Alex Shelley was able to interfere and stop it. Now Shane takes Storm, shoots him off. He's gonna skin the cat a second time.
Oh. He just took too long. Shane drilled him there, Mike. That was brutal.
He left himself wide open at that point, and you have to give Shane credit. Took advantage of it. Look at, she tossed in that, look at the size of this shoe.
Oh, it drills him right in the head. Here it is.
Pin attempt.
1, 2, no. Not gonna do it.
Now Shelley and Shane thinking that they were on the verge of victory. Another, that shoe has to, I mean, look at the size of that shoe.
Oh, they were, yeah, but you saw the shoes she come wearing in. Look at the
Almost like a
soles on those things.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Full Nelson slam, powered him down. Shoulder block from the apron. Shelley. Oh, there's the super
kick. 1, 2, got it. Wow. Perfectly placed,
important victory for America's Most Wanted. Did you see that?
Well, he got it in there.
Shane just nailed Storm with the super kick after the match.
He was waiting the entire match to take that shot. He didn't care if the match was over or not. He saw the opportunity, and he drilled Storm with that kick. And look at the smug grin on Shane's face.
Gets the victory, but Shane gets in the last word. Do we have a replay of this? We're going to try and take a look at what went down after this matchup.
Oh, there it is. Storm gets the win. He's walking around and walked right into the super kick by Shane.
Ladies and gentlemen, we talked earlier about the countdown pregame show prior to No Surrender. And I understand now that we have a video package detailing some of the highlights. Let's show you what went down earlier tonight involving Jeff Jarrett. Roll that tape.
Over the last 3 or 4 or 5 months, I bet you 30, 40, maybe upwards of 50 wrestlers have gotten not laid off. That's the easy way to say it. They've gotten fired.
And what's your point?
I'll tell you what my point is. I know what's gonna happen. TNA, the officials, the idiots, you know what they're gonna do? They're going to open the door to these people because TNA is the only alternative. It's the only national wrestling organization in existence.
TNA's track record when it comes to hiring talent is that talent, they need to be in TNA because they deserve to be in TNA.
Is Rhino in the building?
Something, Jeff Jarrett. I talked to Larry Zbyszko from the Championship Committee earlier today, and you're going to get your wish because Rhino will be here tonight at No Surrender. Mike today, Don West back at ringside, and DW, Jeff Jarrett has made the promise that we have not seen the last of him tonight at No Surrender.
Well, I hope that's a promise he doesn't keep because, like you, I'm just getting a little sick and tired of the act. But the important thing was that you mentioned it. Rhino is here at No Surrender, but so much else going on. Think about it. Abyss and the world champion Raven connected with the dog collar.
You're right, Don. It's going to be a big night at No Surrender, but now let's send it to the locker room area where Shane Douglas is standing by with Team Canada.
I'm standing by in the locker room of Team Canada, where I understand Team Canada has a statement they'd like to make.
Lance Hoyt, last month, you put your hands on our mentor, our leader, our inspiration for life. You put our coach, Scott D'Amore, in a hospital. Well, tonight, at No Surrender, you and the Naturals are gonna find out what it's like to get a Canadian payback.
That's right, Bob. Revenge. Revenge and retribution. That's what it's gonna be about tonight. Naturals, you can have Jimmy Hart all you want. But Team Canada, with or without Scott D'Amore, we're still the most elite force in professional wrestling. And as for the fallen angel, hey Daniels, tell me this. You still gonna walk around claiming to be Mr. TNA when you fall victim to the Canadian Destroyer?
Huh? That brings a smile to Scott's face. Do you guys remember what brought a smile to his face most of all? Let's do it, guys. Remember? Hit it.
Oh, Canada! Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Hey, I love that song too, but listen. Have you guys seen Rhino? No. You hadn't seen it. You heard what I said just a few minutes ago, didn't you? Professor Tenay said Rhino's in the building, right? He's just the first one of them. I'm telling you guys, there's gonna be a Black Wednesday in TNA if we don't stick together. I'm telling you, we built this company from ground up. Me leading the way. Bobby, you there since day one. You too, Petey. Hey guys, I'm telling you, it can happen. I've seen it. Every company I've been in before in my entire life, they replace them just like that with Johnny-come-latelys. The guys that deserve to be here get knocked out, get thrown out. I'm telling you guys, we've got to stick together. Now, are you with me? Are you with me, guys? Hey, listen, that man right there, I love him. I love him like a brother. What would he want? Petey.
All right, Jeff, just like you need Team Canada in the past, we'll be there for you.
That's what I like to hear. I'm telling you guys, good luck in your match tonight. And if you see Rhino, tell him I'm looking for him.
Yeah, Jeff.
No problem.
Hey, guys, I think it's that guy we can't trust.
Get ready for the return of the highly acclaimed Super X Cup Tournament. It starts this week on Impact, the best of the No Limits X Division on display in an 8-man tournament. The winner to be ranked as the #1 contender and will get a title shot at the X Division champion August 14 at Sacrifice. Well, how about Mr. Jarrett trying to rally support in the locker room area and going right into the locker room of the Canadians, trying to convince Team Canada.
What cracks me up is that he actually thinks anybody is going to trust him in this business after all the shenanigans he's pulled.
You heard what Bobby Roode said. Well, this is a very important matchup for the athletes involved. This is a 4-way X Division matchup. The first pin wins, but the winner of this bout, Don, will go on to qualify for the Super X Cup tournament that we just spoke about.
Well, it's a tournament that we can hardly wait to see again because it really puts the X Division on the map.
Just say it. Say my name. Prime time, baby.
Joining Shark Boy and Mikey Batts in this 4-way X Division matchup is the man who claims to be the best athlete, pound for pound in TNA. Here comes primetime, Illich Skipper.
I'll tell you what, he's going to be a difficult person for anybody to handle this ring because of his size and his strength. And you throw in his agility, his athleticism, he's an incredible force.
fourth and final competitor is the man known as the original playa from the Himalaya, direct from Bombay, India to TNA. It's Sanjay Dutt. And Don, for these four men, it doesn't get any bigger than this because the win in this match qualifies them for the Super X Cup tournament, and it's going to kick off this Friday on Impact.
Well, what makes TNA, Mike, so innovative is the Super X Cup tournaments they do, the King of the Mountain matches, the Ultimate X matches, and the Super X Cup tournament puts the athleticism in the ring. It puts these guys that do the daredevil things that you couldn't imagine doing yourself. It's so exciting, and the winner of this match gets a spot in that tournament.
You're right, it really is the best of that No Limits X Division. These athletes will be on display. It's a single elimination, 8-man event. It's a high-profile, high-stakes format. The winner ranked as the #1 contender, and the winner will receive a shot at the X Division champion.
Wow, did you see Sanjay Dutt? I mean, it's like he did 5 revolutions around primetime right there. He's somebody one day I expect to see wearing X Division gold as his primetime.
Go to our website, TNA.com, to check out Impact every Friday as we see primetime elite skipper use his power and strength edge on Sanjay Dutt to power him down to the mat. But now Mikey Batts makes the blind tag in.
This is, again, going to be one of those situations where it doesn't do you any good not to be in that ring. You're going to see a lot of blind tags, people trying to get in there to get the pin.
We are really looking forward to that Super X Cup tournament. You will see it play out, the tournament, over the course of the next 4 weeks on Impact, and at the Sacrifice pay-per-view on August the 14th, you will see the finals of that tournament as we see Sanjay Dutt unload with knife-edge chops to the chest of Batts.
I mean, when you're thinking of the Super X Cup tournament, you're thinking of the best of the best. The X Division is something that everybody talks about here at TNA, and it is put on display like it's never been put on before. Right now, Sanjay Dutt looking good. Mikey Batts not liking his chances. Tags him to Shark Boy.
Shark Boy coming off a victory at Slammiversary in an X Division matchup that kicked off our pay-per-view event and looking to keep that streak going.
Yeah, he's on a roll. I mean, that's a good point that you just made. Shark Boy, a cult favorite here. We always talk about it. The crowd gets so behind him. The kids love him. But don't forget about how good he is technically in the ring. He's somebody that you cannot take for granted because he'll get you with that DSD. Oh, look at that. That's what I'm talking about with Shark Boy.
Smart move by Sanjay to hook the top rope. Oh, as he turns around, he's caught right in the face of the chest with the drop kick. Swing and a miss with the clothesline, but Sanjay's there. Single leg kick takes him down. Watch him spring off the ropes. But for the leg drop, and Shark Boy moved out of the way.
You can see right there, Shark. Oh, but while Shark Boy's pointing, Mikey Batts comes in and takes a cheap shot. And there's the bite and sends him out of the ring.
Oh, turns around and decked immediately by the Sanjay Dutt clothesline.
Right now, though, I think the guy who's got a good advantage right now is primetime elite skipper. As he's just measuring things up. He's getting a break. He's letting everybody else wear themselves out of the ring. He gets the chance to come in there.
That's the key.
To clean house.
Right. He's got to get into this matchup to win it because the first pin wins this 4-way X Division matchup, and the winner qualifies for the Super X Cup. Another blind tag. Primetime's in.
And that's what I'm talking about. He just stood right there. He saw his opportunity. And now he's got Shark Boy down, and oh, he kicks Sanjay Dutt out to the floor.
Drop kick to the back, takes him out. Attention turned with a wild kick. Shark Boy avoids it.
Ooh, again, Shark Boy's somebody you just can't take for granted. And he's like, you know, he's got such momentum as he's had here the last few months. Somebody that he wants a shot at that Super X Cup tournament.
Set up in the corner, and Shark Boy with the corner mount. Oh, man, crowd at the Impact Zone chanting along and counting along, but only making it to 3. The Matrix move. Oh!
But Mike, Sanjay Dutt took advantage of this. That had to take the air out of him as he just lands right on the stomach of Prime Time. That's unbelievable right there. That's what you got to do.
Quick pin, 2, no. I mean, you have to give Elix credit for the Matrix move to avoid the contact, but at the same time, he puts himself in that precarious position where Sanjay comes crashing down with the double boot. Check the double spring out.
Nice move there by Primetime. He's just one of those guys that never ceases to amaze you what he can do athletically in the ring. But Mikey Batts being very opportunistic right there, taking the chance every shot he gets to get in the ring.
At least the experience of the four competitors. Mikey Batts showing, well, maybe a little stronger edge than we've seen in the past here in TNA, especially in terms, Don, of the in-ring offensive.
Well, I think he realizes that, it's winner take all here. So, you just can't hold back. Anything you can do, whether it seems fair or unfair, you got to do it. But now look at Primetime just revved up and just letting Mikey Batts have it one after another.
Spin kick takes him down. Advantage now to Primetime Illich Skipper.
Oh, look at this. Grinding it in, just choking him, and look at that strength.
Just overpowered him. Drove him down to the canvas and goes to the lateral press. Referee Mark Slick Johnson makes the count, and just 2 that time for Primetime. Winner goes on to the Super X Cup tournament. You'll want to check it out every week on Impact. Go to our website, TNAWrestling.com, both to watch Impact as well as to find out where you can see Impact on television in your area, as we see Batts on top, and Primetime going to walk the road.
Oh, man! He just caught it wrong, and you knew that could happen. We've seen him do it. Slipped and it cost him as he went outside the ring, and while that was going on, Sanjay was able to tag on at Primetime, so Sanjay's legal right there, as you can see him. That's what happens when you do high-risk moves like that, folks. That's exactly what can happen.
Slingshot cross-body block onto Primetime Illich Skipper. Sanjay Dutt going to try and join in the activity as well as he goes to the top.
Oh, and he catches them both right there as the mayhem is now spread all outside of the six-sided ring.
Cross-body block that time by Sanjay Dutt. Took down both Batts and Shark Boy. Now Sanjay's got Mikey Batts, going to try and fire him back into the ring. Opposite side of the ring, you see Shark Boy doing the same thing to Primetime Illich Skipper. All 4 competitors right back in this battle. On one side, you see Dutt and Batts. The opposite side, it's Shark Boy and Skipper.
You see Primetime right there going up and giving shots to Shark Boy. Now he goes back up and Shark Boy fighting it off, and there's Sanjay and Mikey Batts. Oh, Batts and Primetime both take wicked hits into the ring.
Yeah, both men crash down to the mat, but at the same time, the impact of the move hurt the other 2 wrestlers as well, and all 4 men are down.
Well, and that's, you make a great point right there, Professor. You exert so much effort to get them to take the fall that it takes a lot out of you, as you see Shark Boy right now and Sanjay duking it out.
Who's going to advance to the Super X Cup tournament? Who's going to be the qualifier?
Oh, nice move by Sanjay. Just chopped him down like a tree right there.
And then drilled him in the back of the head with the enziguri kick. Sanjay headed to the corner, but Mikey Batts following right behind to try and cut him off. Mikey Batts.
Oh, the shot, but he flips him right on top of Shark Boy. You see Shark Boy flopping around right there. Great move by Batts. It's one of those things, again, you got to take note up there when you do the high risk. You've got that many people in the ring.
Primetime catches Batts.
Look at the strength of Primetime.
Gonna go for the sudden death.
Oh, he caught it. Oh, that's going to be it right there. If he wants to, he can get this pin, but a little slow getting to it. Shark Boy able to take advantage.
Shark Boy able to get the boot up. Gonna go for the DSD out of the corner. Attempted the Dead Sea drop. Wow. Hit the Dead Sea drop. That sends Skipper out to the floor. Shark Boy, he's headed to the top. Skipper's out. Sanjay there. Drop kick takes out Shark Boy.
Now is a great opportunity right here for Sanjay Dutt. He's got Batts down. Skipper and Shark Boy. Oh, what a move. He's incredible. 1, 2. It's academic right there.
He hit the Hindu press. That corkscrew. 450 splash, which leads to the pin. And Sanjay Dutt, he's in the Super X Cup.
And you know what? When you think about the things that Sanjay Dutt can do in the ring, and you think about what the Super X Cup tournament's all about, it's fitting that Sanjay Dutt is in there. I mean, let's show a little bit of what happened right there. Look at this. Batts throwing Sanjay Dutt across the ring, lands on Shark Boy. Look at the sudden death right there by Primetime. And then there's Sanjay Dutt with the Hindu press, and he nails it. And that's all she wrote for Mikey Batts.
And as a result, Sanjay Dutt, he qualifies for the Super X Cup tournament. You'll see it starting this week on Impact. Let's send it to the back. Shane Douglas with Ronda, Truth Killings, and Conan.
I'm standing here with two members of Three Live Crew. You're both a couple of straight shooters. I've got a couple questions for you. First of all, where is BG? And secondly, with all you've been through over the last couple months, where does each member of this family stand?
Yo, man, that's the million-dollar question. It's been a month, and we haven't heard from BG. Come and holler at us. You know where we're at.
But check this out. Three Live Crew, you know how we roll. Have a little faith in BG. He gave us his word, dog.
Yo, man, he needs to make up his mind. Is he with us? Is he with him? Who's he with? Because the bottom line is, I don't have any faith in him anymore.
A little trust and faith, and at the end of the day, BG will do the damn thing.
You know what? We got a street fight. Let's forget about BG and worry about this damn street fight. Let's go and do the damn thing.
It just might be a case of the 2 Live Crew instead of the 3 Live Crew. Just heard from Conan, they haven't seen BG James since our Slammiversary pay-per-view event. I remember the sit-down interview that I attempted to conduct on Impact, and let's face it, BG just plain out no-showed.
Well, I think BG James is confused right now. He's confused at how Ron the Truth Killings and Conan are handling this situation. We'll talk more about that in a minute.
Let's hear from Simon Diamond.
Simon has a problem. I'm always on the lookout for new talent, especially when I see untapped potential. Well, boy, have I found it now. I have a man who can bench press 400 pounds. I have a man who has outstanding blue chip athletic ability. Yet, through all that, this was a man who for 2 years did not win a match. Why? Why did he not win a match? Because he did not have guidance. Because he did not have leadership. He did not have someone telling him what to do. Well, that person is me, and I'm gonna take him and make him the player he was meant to be. Ladies and gentlemen, my newest member of my Diamonds in the Rough, David Young.
At No Surrender. We just heard from Coach Simon Diamond, the man who thinks that he can take someone like David Young and be the difference maker in his career. Tough opposition, though, in the team of Sonny Siaki and that man, the Puerto Rican star Apollo.
David Young, we have seen come so close to so many victories, and Simon Diamond feels like with his guidance, he can be the difference maker.
He really does. He thinks that he can be the man who takes David Young to that next level. You know, I was talking to Simon Diamond earlier today. He came up to me and said that he sees himself as a combination of Bobby Knight, the fiery attitude of Knight, of Lou Holtz and his recruiting genius, and factors in a little bit of the mental aspects of Joe Torre from the New York Yankees. He really thinks that he's the best in terms of recruiting and bringing together David Young and making him a winner.
And not just recruiting there. When you look at those, you're talking about 3 of the greatest coaches of all time. And
motivators.
And motivators. And maybe that's what David Young needs. David Young needs to understand how to win. We watched him in that match a couple weeks ago with Chris Sabin where he was dynamite. I mean, it was incredible. We saw glimpses of what this guy can be. And he needs somebody who's won before, with the experience of winning like Simon. Now you're talking a former tag team champion here in TNA, Simon Diamond, and he sees something in David Young, and maybe he can somehow untap that potential, tap into that potential.
Well, you're right. If you remember that matchup, as we see the power and strength of Apollo exhibited here.
Oh, look at the strength of Apollo.
Look at this press slam that drops.
Man!
Follow up the ahead, goes for the quick cover, and gets a 2 count on David Young. Thinking back to that Sabin match, and if you remember our commentary, we were surprised at the fact that David Young could even extend the match past the 5-minute mark, and as the match went on and on, we were even more impressed with his ability. We've seen it in the past from him. We've seen him use moves like the spine buster to get so close to victories. Maybe Simon Diamond can be the difference.
I'll tell you right now, Simon Diamond needs to get into that ring because Apollo and Sonny Siaki are teaming it up perfectly. They look so much alike physically, but their styles are so different. Apollo is more the pure power. Sonny Siaki, the former football player, can combine an athleticism and a skill that is unlike anybody you see that size. I mean, he's a former X Division champion. Think about that. And somebody that I think one day could even go that far in the heavyweight ranks.
Bridging pin attempt off the suplex by Siaki, but not able to put away David Young.
Oh, good move right there by Simon Diamond.
That's the experience factor that a 15-year pro brings to the ring.
And that gives David Young a chance? Oh, man, alive! Right on the concrete!
Well, you saw it at the same time I did as he sprung off the ropes, crashing into Siaki, and there's a great kick in the ring as Apollo takes down Diamond.
Well, Simon Diamond there forgot that Apollo was on the other side as he was concentrating on what David Young was doing, and that cost him, and here comes Apollo. Holy cow! Apollo gets flipped over the top rope and landed on his feet!
How often do you see that kind of athleticism from a man the size of Apollo? Looked like an X Division star.
I tell you what, it makes what I said earlier just meaningless because I was talking about the athleticism of Siaki. And what Apollo did right there was absolutely incredible.
Just proved you wrong, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe he heard me.
You were talking about his limitations, and he just showed you that he really didn't have any when it came to a great dive like that.
And landed right on his feet like a cat. Unbelievable. Think about this tag team now with Siaki and Apollo. They're just a few wins away of being taken seriously by everybody. And I can see a title reign in their future.
You know, it's a tag team that we saw formed several months ago after the two men had a match against each other. But Don, if you think about it, they've really only been a team for a couple of months. Maybe they are just getting to know each other as a tag team.
They were formed out of mutual respect, but now they've got to learn how to blend together. They've got to get the chemistry. And here early on, they've had it. Oh, man, Simon Diamond, another cheap shot right there, but it was perfectly timed as he got Siaki over here in their corner. And that's the experience edge you were talking about with Simon Diamond. Only does what's necessary. No reason to go out there and exert. Maybe that's another reason why he brought David Young in there to basically go in and wear the other guys out so Simon Diamond can come in and clean house.
Complexion of this matchup, which had been in favor of Siaki and Apollo, now has dramatically turned. Off the back elbow, far leg hook, and a pin attempt for Diamond. Just a 2 count from referee Andrew Thomas on the shoulders of Siaki.
And let's face it, Simon Diamond's the freshest of the 4 right now. A great quick tag by Diamond, getting David Young right back in there. Not letting him cool down, getting him right back in. And here they go. Oh, nice move, nice counter by Siaki. He gets the tag into Apollo. Ooh.
Apollo cleans house. First the clothesline for Young, then the lariat for Diamond, and then another one, and that time caught him with a forearm to the top of the head. Now, David Young shot off into the ropes, going to take him up into the lights, and does with the back body drop. Apollo on fire in this tag
he's been so impressive, showing everybody just how good he is. I mean, you're talking about one of the former great champions in Puerto Rico, somebody that knows what it's like to be on the top of the mountain, and man, Apollo cleaning house. Ooh.
Right, totally dominated wrestling in Puerto Rico, holding every possible championship there. As we see Siaki drop him down, sent Diamond face first to the canvas, but he turned right into the spine buster of David Young.
That's what we're talking about, David Young.
Could be.
Wait, what's going on?
As he's saying he's not the legal man.
Wow, Andrew Thomas.
What's
on top of it, man.
That's a tough break for David Young. Looked like he was in control of this matchup. I'm not sure. Uh-oh, got him up.
That's how it seems to go for David Young, and Apollo just crushed him. 2. Whoa, it's done.
Just that close. Just that close. Looked like David Young was going to get the victory for his team. But all of a sudden, it's Sonny Siaki and Apollo that get the W.
I'll tell you what, we mentioned Apollo, and I don't want to take anything away from Sonny Siaki because he was great. Also, and it's the best we've seen them look as a tag team. Unbelievable effort by Apollo tonight.
Well, you see dejection in the ring from David Young. Tough loss for Young and Simon Diamond. Ladies and gentlemen, make your plans now to become a part of TNA's biggest event of the year. It's Bound for Glory. It will be Sunday, October the 23rd. Bottom line, TNA will present its version of the Super Bowl.
Well, you said it exactly right. It's the Super Bowl. It's the World Series. It's the Final Four. It's the biggest thing that we've done in the history of TNA. It's going to be on the 23rd of October, and if you miss it, you are losing out, my friend.
And it will be an annual pay-per-view event that to me promises to be historic in the future of TNA. It's going to be a big night at Bound for Glory.
Well, you always remember the first one more than any other. I mean, it's the one that's going to set the bar, and it will be on the 23rd of October, Bound for Glory. So many great surprises, so many great things.
Well, you're right. You called it the Super Bowl, the World Series, the Final Four, all rolled into one. It's going to be the Fall Classic for total nonstop action wrestling. Bound for Glory, October 23rd. Ready for some X Division action?
Oh, absolutely, my friend.
Here comes a man who has competed in TNA for the past month with an undefeated record. In singles competition, Samoa Joe, the Samoan submission machine, is unbeaten. And to me, someone who is 6'8", 280 pounds, it really shows you that when it comes to the X Division, there are no limits.
That's it. You know, that's a great way of putting it. We've always said it's about no limits. And Samoa Joe has been as dominating as anybody has been since they've entered into TNA.
And without question, the toughest competition to date for the unbeaten Samoan submission machine will come from the former two-time X Division champion, the 5-year pro from Hill, Michigan, Chris Sabin.
I'll tell you something, we've seen Chris Sabin enough to know he's not intimidated by the size and power of Samoa Joe. Does he respect it? You better believe it. I talked to him earlier today, and he's like, I know I've got to stay out of the submission hold. I know that if he gets you in the clutch there, it's almost impossible to get out of. But I got an ability, and he's also strong. Don't think he's not. Chris Sabin's as strong as anybody we've seen in the X Division. He's going to have to use that as well as his high-flying ability.
You would certainly expect that these two competitors are being considered for the Super X Cup tournament starting this week on Impact. Wild shot there. Chop attempt by Samoa Joe. Just uses the weight advantage that he has over Sabin to bull rush him right into the corner.
Oh, and he's going to do everything he can to make this ring small for Chris Sabin. He's going to do everything he can to keep him in his grip. Look at this. He has to wrestle him to the mat like this. Anything he can to keep Chris Sabin right in front of him.
Sabin at the same time, he's got to stay away from Samoa Joe. Can't afford moves like this, like the single leg that time, taken by Joe as Sabin rolls out of it.
Right now, it almost looks like things are going the way Samoa Joe wants. I mean, Sabin, I don't know if he's trying to prove a point. This just seems to me he just don't reach out and clutch hands with Samoa Joe. But again, Chris Sabin now showing his speed, and they have a big meeting in the middle.
Feeling out process here in the opening minute of this matchup. Shoulder blocked by Sabin, and a second attempt. Put the shoulder right into the chest of Samoa Joe, but zero effect.
Oh, nice move right there by Sabin as he just rolls right underneath the kick of Samoa Joe and then comes right back and levels him into the ring post, right into the corner.
Sabin known for that cradle shock finishing move, but you have to wonder whether he's going to be able to get someone at 280 pounds up for the cradle shock.
Chris Sabin can beat you a lot of different ways. He's just got so many moves in his repertoire, but you're right. I don't know that the cradle shock will be something. Well, he's going to give it a shot right here. And again, just like you said, the weight is something he's going to have to, he's definitely overestimated.
When you come to Samoa Joe and you talk about the different ways that he can beat you, he's got several different submissions that are so effective, hence the nickname, the Samoan submission machine. Missing the clothesline that time by Joe, but he comes right back and drilled him right in the face with the kick.
I think that. I mean, you mentioned the 280 pounds. Samoa Joe just came flying off those ropes. That leg right in the air, that leg caught Sabin right there in the face. And when it's coming at you with that kind of power, I mean, look at the size of those legs. Chris Sabin cannot get into that kind of a battle with Samoa Joe. Ooh, the headbutt, wicked headbutt.
Oh, you're right. Getting nailed with one of those legs, it's kind of like being hit with a tree trunk. Oh!
And then takes the knee all the way up into the face there in the corner.
Boy, was that stiff. Knee drilled him right in the head.
Oh, he needs some smelling salts right there. He doesn't even know where he's at.
And there's the face
Oh,
wash.
look at this. That's insult to injury.
Using the boot to scrape it across the face and then charging.
Man, oh man, that hurts looking at it.
Comes flying, springing across the ring off the ropes and drives the knee right into the very weary face of Chris Sabin.
You know, ever since we've seen Samoa Joe here in TNA, I have yet to see how he can be beaten. I mean, he just seems to, when you even get a little momentum, it doesn't last long. He knows how to get you in his clutches and to make things impossible to get out of. Oh, man, you can hear that all the way through the building.
Ah! Drops down, all of that weight behind the knee, crashing down onto Sabin. Joe, wow, did you see that? Just surveying the damage, looking at him before he went for the pin attempt.
He underestimated Chris Sabin right there. He was a little too nonchalant in the pin attempt, and Chris Sabin may be hurting, and ooh, he just twisted his head off right there. I mean, look at this. Ooh, right, that kick to the face there, and watch this. The knee right on top. And that crushes your chest.
I mean, you talked about him being nonchalant. I'm not sure that was it, or if it was just that he was sitting there and watching and enjoying what he had just done.
That's a good point. He does look like he relishes his work.
Boy, he sure does.
He just nailed him right across the ring with the shoulder and the elbow right there. It's been total domination. Chris Sabin's got heart. We won't deny it. But right now, if he continues to let Samoa Joe have his way like this, it's going to be a short match.
Joe with the head vice here on Sabin, just having his way with him, as you mentioned. Sabin, a flurry of offense at the top of this match, even an attempt at the cradle shock. But ever since that point, it has been all Samoa Joe. Yes, we talked about the cradle shock of Chris Sabin, but take into account what Joe brings to the ring. He's got that devastating muscle buster, and boy, he follows it up with the rear naked choke, that Coquina clutch submission move. That could be deadly if he applies it to Sabin.
Well, nobody's gotten out of the Coquina clutch yet since he's been here. And you know, something else that I've noticed with Samoa Joe, nobody can mount any sustained offense. You might get him once here, you might get him once there, but they can't put anything back to back to back to back. I mean, he just has a way of countering it, using his size and his power and his strength. And Chris Sabin, if I had a towel, I'd throw it in right now.
Power and strength on exhibit off the suplex, the pin attempt by Joe. You talked earlier about the guts and courage of this kid, 23 years of age. Chris Sabin, boy, on display here. What a courageous effort by Sabin, just to be able to maintain in this match.
He's reacting on gut instinct right now. I mean, you just saw his face. His eyes look glassy, almost glazed over. It's just, that's what you are when you're an athlete. You react to things, and he somehow, his brain tells him he's about to get pinned, and he's somehow able to kick out of it.
Wow, look at these shots. Ooh, chops, punches, the knife edge to the chest.
This guy is such a force. He is such a force.
Who's going to stop him in TNA?
I've not seen it yet. And I thought Chris Sabin would be the kind of guy, you know, on the pre-show I was with JB, and I said, I think Chris Sabin's the guy that ends the reign. He's going to have to show something else as he's fighting back. Just gut shots right there, one after another, now off the top of the head, showing us the heart that he's got.
The rights and lefts by Sabin.
But again, you can't get anything going.
Quickly answered by the boot of Samoa Joe. Gonna try and shoot him off into the ropes. Joe able to hook that top cable and then elevate Sabin to the apron.
Nice shot right there by Sabin. Oh, and got fired up. Sabin able to get the momentum, and he caught Samoa Joe. And look at this, Joe knows it, and he works himself out of the ring to get his bearings.
Springboard drop kick on the butt. Sabin quickly sprints to the apron.
Oh, great shot by Sabin.
Caught him with another drop kick, that time on the apron. And now goes the elbow.
Yes! That's the best offense I've seen against Samoa Joe since he's been here. 3 devastating shots, Mike. That's what you gotta do. You gotta use the elements. You gotta use the rails. You gotta use the ring post.
Oh, now you see the contact as he went right into the safety rail. Action back in the ring where Sabin went for a quick pin attempt, but not able to put Joe away, but he certainly weakened him.
You hear this crowd going nuts right there as they just thought this was going to be an absolute devastating match for Sabin. And now Sabin is fired up and he knows he can hurt him. And he needs that confidence. That's what he needed. He's got the confidence now.
And he's got the big man down on the mat. Oh. Hit the guillotine, leg drop.
Here he goes.
Over and go for
one,
the Here's two.
No. I'll tell you what, though, Sabin's realized if he's coming at him from force, if he's coming at him from off the ropes, if he's coming at him from through the ropes, he's able to get that much more force in the punches and the kicks. And that's how you bring down a mountain of a man like Samoa Joe.
Right back to the offensive. You're going to take him up with a cradle shock again.
He just doesn't have the strength right now. Look at it, he goes. Samoa Joe fights out.
Ooh. Unleashes the German with a bridge for the pin attempt.
He got out of it. He got out of it. I'll tell you what, I think it was a mistake to go for the cradle shock right there. He tried it twice, it didn't work. Go with what works. He had it working.
He thought he had Joe sufficiently weakened to take advantage. Snaps off the power slam. Quick pin attempt, and no, just another 2 count.
Sabin able to somehow get his shoulder up, but how quick was that power slam right there? Samoa Joe just grabs you and whips you around so fast. Look at this.
Yeah, check this out.
Wow, man. It's unreal, isn't it?
Combination of the speed of the move as well as the impact and the weight and force behind it when he drives you down to the mat. Sabin shot off into the corner. Joe going to follow up, and Sabin prepared, caught him with the kick.
Well, and again, he knows if he can get some kind of force behind it, and that's a great move right there by Sabin.
Tornado DDT.
1, 2, no! Samoa Joe able to get the shoulder up, but that's what he's got to do. That hurt Joe, though. That hurt him bad.
Smart move by Sabin. Go away from the cradle shock. Come up with a different move. Let's take another look.
Look at this. That's when, he just uses his momentum off the ropes and his body weight and nails Samoa Joe.
Spiked him with the DDT, but just another near fall for Sabin. The unbeaten in TNA, Samoa Joe, one-on-one matchup with Chris Sabin. And boy, Sabin is really impressing us by the way that he has the no-quit attitude and the way that he's turned this matchup around against the big Samoan submission machine.
Oh, I saw it coming. I just didn't see it early on in this match. Oh, man, nice counter by Joe. It's not what Sabin needed. Oh!
That isn't either. Power bomb.
2. Oh, he got his shoulder up. But look at this. He doesn't let up.
STF submission hold. He's got the crossface applied. He's got the leg hooked as well. Referee checking with Sabin. STF is in. We talked about the various submission holds. We've seen the Kakina clutch in the past. And now he breaks out the STF, and Sabin's trying to fight it off.
Oh, look at the strength of Sabin, the heart, as he's trying to work his way over to the rope.
Oh, he's got a long way to go.
Oh, he sure does with that kind of weight on your back. But Sabin's a champion.
Oh, now
no.
There it is. Back on the neck.
There it is. I haven't seen anybody get out of this. Sabin.
Is he going to tap? Is he going to tap out here?
Give everything he's got.
My God, this is gutsy. This is courageous.
He's still working his way to the rope.
And he's got a 280-pound man on his back that he's going to have to try and drag across the ring. Oh, he's fighting through with so much courage. He's still several feet away.
But look at what Joe's doing. Instead of letting him go straight forward, he turns him, and now again, one submission after the other. Unbelievable. He didn't even have an arm to tap right there.
Samoan submission machine on display against Chris Sabin.
Oh, he got his foot on the rope.
It's a miracle.
Wow. Joe can't believe it. Think of the damage, though, that was done to Sabin. Look at that expression. It tells it all.
Oh, man, is he frustrated. It's almost as if he's reached the boiling point. You can see Samoa Joe boiling over. He's so PO'd that Sabin made it to the ropes for the break.
I'll tell you what, though, he's got to go right at Sabin again. He knows Sabin is hurt. That's what he does. He showed his frustration, but he knows Sabin doesn't have much left. Referee Rudy Charles saying something right there to Samoa Joe.
Boy, the crowd here at the Impact Zone so appreciative. It's that taste great, less filling thing. You hear the chants for both men as Sabin tries to fight it off, and he just wound up did Samoa Joe and caught him with the big open hand.
Oh, here he goes as he's taking him up high, and Samoa Joe. This could be devastating. Sabin fighting with everything he's got.
You'd presume he's going to go for the muscle buster from up there.
He got a hold of him if he can do it. He's got it in power. Sabin's got him.
Pin attempt.
2. No. Joe able to fight out of it.
My God.
Oh,
just shocked that he was able to take that 280-pounder and run across the ring. And look at how fired up Sabin is to try and end the undefeated streak of Samoa Joe.
Oh, he knows it. He's got the confidence now. He's got Joe reeling. And he's got him in it. He's got him in the cradle shot. Joe fighting, and Joe fights out.
For the third time, he's able to fight out.
Oh, nice kick to the back of the head, and Joe falls. He's got him reeling. Can he do it?
And Zagari nailed him. Sabin gonna go high risk. You know that Samoa Joe's dazed at this point, but he's back up to his feet. He's wobbly.
Oh, but he somehow finds the ability to get the kick and he can break Sabin down.
Sabin was crotched as well. Oh, here's the muscle buster. Look out.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts, Sabin.
In the past, that has been step one. Step two, the follow move, has been the Kakita clutch. And he's got Sabin, and he's got him locked in.
And there it is. And there it is. He's pulling back. Sabin, at this point, you're in so much excruciating pain. You can't even realize the pain that he's in.
Referee, you know what? He passed out.
He passed out. And he's not letting up on it. And the match is over. Get him off of there before he kills him. What a match. Oh, that was a little excessive by Samoa Joe. I give Samoa Joe credit for a wonderful match, but a little excessive.
Oh, we got to take another look at some of the great action from this match. Check this muscle buster out.
Oh, that's just so devastating.
There's the Kakita clutch, that rear naked choke. And Sabin just passed out, basically.
Well, he had the wind knocked out of him on the move previously, and there was nowhere he could go, Mike.
Samoa Joe surveying the damage. You see the other referees coming to the ring to check on Chris Sabin. Ladies and gentlemen, up next at No Surrender, it's going to be Team Canada against Jimmy Hart's Naturals and Lance Hoyt.
He sat us down, he had a talk with us, he gave us the game plan. It's up to us to execute.
Canadian
he's trying to pull him back. Here he goes. Look at this. You see that? Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart comes in. They do have a spiritual advisor. Jimmy Hart. And they get the win.
We now know who the advisor is. It's the mouth of the South. My God, Jimmy Hart is the mentor. Jimmy Hart is the spiritual advisor.
Can you imagine?
Jimmy Hart is the difference maker.
We're not screwed. We're not by any means.
Take him up, big man. Oh, yeah. Do it. Don't stop now. Send him back to Windsor. And the moon. Woo.
Hey, in case you guys forgot, I'm the captain of this team.
Hoyt, Hoyt, Hoyt. We talked about they just love it.
If you love Team Canada so much, if you love Demore so much, I want you to go out there right now, and I want you to destroy Lance Hoyt. Okay, come on, get out there right now. Come on.
No, that isn't security.
The Natural.
Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas, they've hit the ring. Jimmy Hart's Natural come to the end of Big Lance Hoyt just in the nick of time.
Can you imagine how the Naturals are going to be able to do with Jimmy Hart in their corner? One of the legends, one of the greatest in this business, Jimmy Hart.
The six-man tag is up next, but first, let's send it to the back and Shane Douglas.
Great alliances. Well, certainly Team Canada has done that, as we have an alliance formed between the Naturals with Jimmy Hart and Big Lance Hoyt.
Well, you know what, Shane? Tonight is a night of respect. Respect for Jimmy, respect for the big man, and the respect we're gonna beat into Team Canada.
You know what, Team Canada? You keep whining and crying about your crappy little coach that I put in the hospital. Well, that's nothing. Nothing in comparison to what's gonna happen tonight if you pull any of your creepy little Canadian bacon tactics. What do you think about that, Jimmy?
You know, Shane, baby, they always say that age and experience shall overcome youth and enthusiasm. Well, you know, Jimmy Hart's definitely working on the age and experience.
And these guys here, they've got all the youth and enthusiasm in the world. But you see, they got something else. They've got the ability, they've got the speed, they've got the looks, and most of all, they've got the heart, if you know what I mean. And you know what, Team Canada? Why don't you bring the hockey stick in the mouth of the South, along with the Naturals and Lance Hoyt? We'll bring the megaphone! Let's go, guys. Come on, baby. Let's go. Come on.
Well, we heard from the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, his tag team, the Naturals, and Big Lance Hoyt. And they're talking about respect. But for this team, Team Canada, it's all about payback and gaining revenge for the loss of their coach, Scott D'Amore.
Doesn't it feel good to see Team Canada walking out here and no Scott D'Amore with them?
Almost
Man, it's like the air is
I was just going to say, it's almost like a breath of fresh air at the impact zone.
The water tastes colder, the air smells better. It's just a beautiful feeling.
Well, they're so proud of the Maple Leaf. And here is the man who is responsible for putting Coach Scott D'Amore in the hospital. There's Big Lance Hoyt.
It is no secret how popular Hoyt is. But here come the tag team champions, the Naturals, who are now led by one of, if not the greatest manager of all time, and Jimmy Hart. And you think about this crowd, fully on the side of the tag team champs, and Lance Hoyt, who has become a cult figure in this building. As Hoyt signs all over the building, this is going to be an interesting matchup, but keep in mind, Team Canada works together as good or better than anybody.
However, we no longer have to worry about the D'Amore factor in this match, and that's going to be a huge edge to the Naturals and Lance Hoyt as we see Eric Young and Team Canada jumpstart this bout.
I'll tell you what, Lance Hoyt there, who's now coming right back with the blows, almost caught off guard, maybe a little caught up in the emotion of the crowd as Bobby Roode didn't waste any time, and he's have such a pass, and Hoyt sends him out of the ring.
You're right, it was Bobby Roode and Lance Hoyt, the rivalry that really kicked off this situation involving these three teams, and at the same time, Lance Hoyt, Big Lance from Big D, 6'9", 275 pounds, he gets all the props and all the credit for putting Coach D'Amore on the sideline. And you know what, without Coach D'Amore, looks like Team Canada's in a bit of disarray here in the opening minute of the match.
Well, I'm trying to think who's going to be the leader here. I think Bobby Roode has to step up, or one of these three, but I think Bobby Roode is the guy that's got to step up and take control. And you saw Bobby Roode do that. He talked the guys into jumping into the ring at the same time, and now it's just blow after blow after blow, and that was not a good strategy. Not a good strategy right there on that part. They are a little lost right now without Scott D'Amore.
And check out Big Lance, point out to the arena floor, and on the offensive. Oh, Bobby Roode in trouble. Face first. Oh, it just burst into the safety rail, and now the Naturals, first Andy Douglas, and now Chase Stevens in the ring with Bobby Roode.
Oh, great move there by Roode.
Oh.
He catches Chase, but he didn't go down. Oh, and Chase Stevens belts him with a right, and now Hoyt in there, and he's been concentrating on Bobby Roode from the beginning. And look at Chase Stevens. He does a moonsault off the top and takes out Eric Young and A1 Alistair Rouse. Wow, it's been unbelievable action.
Remember what the mouth of the South said as we take another look. Check that out.
I'll tell you what, if he would have hit him up just a little bit cleaner. Oh, man. Big Lance comes flying over the top and wipes him out again.
How about that for 6'9", 275 pounds, going airborne and crashing into the Canadians?
I'll tell you what, any questions of the chemistry between these three have been answered from the beginning.
Quick pin attempt, Stevens on Young, and no! 2 count before Eric Young powers out. What did the mouth of the South say during that interview? Naturals and Big Lance, they have the youth, enthusiasm, the ability, and yes, they have the heart. Jimmy Hart at ringside.
The leadership of Jimmy Hart. I'll tell you something, I think that's what the Naturals are going to benefit so greatly from, and you can see it already. They're just crisper, they're just cleaner, and their teamwork is just unparalleled right now.
Boy, you're right. It is precision teamwork from the NWA World Tag Team Champions, the Naturals, and we certainly always expect that. You see Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas working together on a regular basis, but now when you put Lance Hoyt into the mix, they haven't missed a beat.
No, it's been all Team Naturals, Team Hoyt. As you see the big guy, A1, and this guy is big. I mean, he's bigger than Bobby Roode. But look at that. Look at the hold that Andy Douglas has got on him. Using the leverage, not intimidated. Oh, but you see A1 doing whatever you got to do, pulling the hair, pulling the ear. And again, Andy Douglas able to counter it.
You know, we always referred to Bobby Roode
nice shot with the elbow.
As the power man of Team Canada, but the recent addition here of A1.
There's some power there.
There's the real power and strength as he takes Andy Douglas and tosses him out of the pin attempt.
You know what I noticed right there? The confidence level in Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens that Jimmy Hart brings. I mean, they out there, they not only, they believe in themselves as the world champions. And that means so much in that ring.
Of course, the Naturals were shocked when Jimmy Hart really came into their life and gave them, Don, that kind of experience, and maybe you're right, gave them that kind of confidence. They were surprised that someone like the legendary Mouth of the South would really care that much about him. Jimmy Hart has really instilled that confidence in Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas, and I think it's rubbed off on Lance Hoyt.
Oh, absolutely. Lance Hoyt, of course, has his own axe to grind with at least Bobby Roode of Team Canada, all of Team Canada. But I think he realizes the alliance is good right here. The alliance is good for the day here at No Surrender, and Lance Hoyt is you almost feel like he's a bona fide member of the Naturals, even though he isn't. He is tonight.
We expected Team Canada to come to the ring with payback and revenge on their minds. Certainly never saw this offensive onslaught from the Naturals and Lance Hoyt, but now A1's going to try and turn it in the favor of the Canadians.
Well, he just choking him out right there. And I think he was a little embarrassed how Andy Douglas was manhandling him, and now he just realizes, hey, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I got to use it, and that's what he did. But Andy Douglas using his size to his advantage and nails him with the knee.
Caught him with the knee after avoiding the power moves of A1. Goes for a quick pin attempt, but not able to keep the shoulders. A big A1 from Team Canada down on the mat. Now the double team from the Naturals, the tag champs.
Oh, that's how you do it right there. Just set the knee up, put it right on it. Oh, Bobby Roode just in time to break it up.
Nice face.
Just in time.
You're right, nice face jam into the knee, but the save made by Bobby Roode keeps the Canadians alive.
I asked Jimmy Hart why the Naturals. He just said they're just so fresh. They're exciting, they're young. It just makes him feel young again, and you can see that in Jimmy Hart.
As we see now the double team move, Chase Stevens on the wrong side of this six-sided ring as Eric Young, whoa, jacked his jaw.
Well, we saw the last time these guys met in the ring, they had Chase Stevens on that side and kept him there for a long time. I know that's got to be a memory that he has, and he knows he's got to get over to the other side as quickly as possible, as Team Canada works so well together, especially when they've got the momentum. But Chase Stevens saw the opportunity, and look at him go up high here. Yes, he nails it. One, two. Again, Bobby Roode in to break it up.
Boy, Chase Stevens has been so impressive in this six-man tag team match. The fluid moves, the great agility that he's shown, springing off the top rope on several occasions. Look out.
Oh, there's the hockey stick. No way.
Jimmy Hart trying to point it out.
Oh, look at that. Bobby Roode throws the hockey stick at Jimmy Hart.
And then he drops down pretending that he was hit.
Oh, wait a minute. Andrew Thomas, I don't think understands what happened here.
Well, he couldn't.
Oh, no. You gotta be kidding me.
It was behind his back.
Oh, somebody straighten him out. That's just wrong.
Andrew Thomas, the referee.
Oh, you gotta be better than that, Andrew. Come on, you know Jimmy Hart didn't have the hockey stick.
I mean, when he turned around, that's the first visual that he saw was Jimmy Hart with the hockey stick, and you saw Bobby Roode drop down to the mat.
Sometimes you gotta give a man the benefit of the doubt. Jimmy Hart turned that right. Oh, I can't believe this. And while this is going on, while you got Hoyt and Andy Douglas arguing with the ref, Chase Stevens is getting pummeled in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, they don't realize that first there was a 3-on-1 attack and then a running power slam from the shoulder of A1. Thomas back in the ring to make the count. 2 and no, just 2. Stevens able to roll the shoulder.
I'll tell you what, that was a mistake right there on the part of Douglas and Hoyt. They got caught up in the emotion, but they left Chase Stevens out there, and that was not good for Chase Stevens as Team Canada didn't let up for a second. They saw the 3-on-1 opportunity and took advantage of it.
The chance of USA from this great crowd on hand at the impact zone for no surrender. Bobby Roode just cut off what looked like a nice comeback move here by Chase Stevens, and then caught him again with a knee to the midsection.
Another big knee to the gut right there, and another knee to the gut right there. Bobby Roode, so good, so much. I don't even want to say potential. He's already shown it.
Right, potential realized for Bobby Roode. Pin attempt, no, just a 2 count.
This guy, I think he could go so far, and I'm hoping maybe with Scott D'Amore out of the picture, maybe he'll see that he doesn't need it. But one thing about Team Canada, you gotta admire, they stick together through thick and thin, all of them do. They feel like it's them against the world here in the United States, and they're not intimidated by anyone. Oh, nice elbow there by Chase. Another elbow, and he decides to make it the trifecta.
Oh, and able to get the boot up as Roode charged at him. Back elbows for both A1 and Eric Young, but he walked right into a full Nelson slam.
Oh, and Bobby Roode just has that force, that edge about him. Nice save right there by Lance Hoyt.
Have to watch how this match progresses now that Jimmy Hart has been sent to the back. That confidence from the leadership of Jimmy Hart that we've seen from the Naturals and Lance Hoyt, will that be able to continue without the mouth of the South at ringside?
That's a great point. I mean, when you know, it's just seeing him there helps drive you on, helps motivate you. And now you're thinking, okay, he's not there. That's when you've got to reach down and say, that's all right. I do what I do in the ring. What is it that Jimmy Hart would want me to do? And you've just got to trust your partners. You've just got to have that trust. But you got to get a tag in there too, and Eric Young's not allowing Chase Stevens anywhere near Team Naturals.
You're right. That is the key for this matchup to continue without a victory by Team Canada. Chase Stevens has got to fight things off, and he's got to get one of the fresh men in.
Oh, nice move there by Chase Stevens. But now, if you look, Stevens is on the wrong side of the ring.
He slammed Eric Young down, but after the slam, he rolled towards the Team Canada side of the ring. Eric Young going to try and put a tag in, and you see A1, even without a tag, comes right in and puts a boot to the back of Chase Stevens in an effort really to deny him from making his way across and tagging in either Lance Hoyt or Andy Douglas.
He's over here in no man's land right now, and now you see Bobby Roode getting the tag, so at this point, Young and Roode can double team him here for a few seconds, and Bobby Roode just taunting Andy Douglas and Lance Hoyt.
You mentioned it earlier, at Slammiversary, Team Canada really took Chase Stevens and dominated him, Don, for minutes and minutes of that matchup, and we're seeing the same thing unfold here. Quick snap suplex, follow cover, and the lateral press. Nope, Bobby Roode, just a 2 count on Chase Stevens.
I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, Chase Stevens is thinking, deja vu, where am I? Thought that was it this month? Is it last month? Where am I right now? As he is again. And the reason he's there, the reason he's in this mess is because of the situation that Team Canada able to set up Jimmy Hart and Andy Douglas and Lance Hoyt going after the ref and allowing Team Canada to start working over Chase Stevens, and he's not been able to get a tag to anybody.
You're right, it was almost a two-pronged situation. It was number one, taking Jimmy Hart out of the equation, but at the same time, while Jimmy Hart was sent to the back by the referee, they triple teamed on Chase Stevens, and the match has been all Team Canada from that point.
Tell you something, Lance Hoyt, Andy Douglas, they're just dying over there. They're frustrated. You know, they're seeing this all over again. And Chase Stevens, though, we know how resilient he can be. But there's only so much you can take. The numbers game is just adding up.
And the fact that Team Canada has been putting the fresh man in, the quick tags, and now Bobby Roode with the chin lock.
We'll never deny how well they work together.
You can't. I mean, it's an absolute fact. We've been impressed from Team Canada from the minute that they arrived in TNA, and now with Coach Scott D'Amore sidelined because of Big Lance Hoyt.
You made a great point right there, too. Scott D'Amore's not here. Jimmy Hart's now gone. Who's handling it better? Team Canada's handling it better. It's the experience of working together. They're trusting their instincts. The Naturals right now seem lost without Jimmy Hart, and they've got to get over that.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was that 3-on-1 beatdown that allowed the momentum and the complexion of this match to go towards Team Canada, but maybe a drop kick out of nowhere from Chase Stevens.
But he's facing the wrong way.
He can turn it around.
He's got to get over there, but nice kick there by Chase Stevens. Incredible kick. If he could just get up and get over there and get the tag. Big Lance or Andy Douglas are so fresh right now, and they're ready to clean house.
Oh, Chase Stevens rolling towards the corner. There you see a tag into Eric Young, but you see a tag for Lance Hoyt.
Oh, look at this, man. Is he fired up? I mean, when he gets like that, you can just see the look in the other guy. Oh! What a move by Hoyt.
Now he's got the goozle here for Roode.
Oh, what a move.
Big boot for A1, choke slam.
Yeah, he slammed Bobby Roode down. You can see his back bow up right there in a muscle spasm. And now look at this, as Hoyt's going to rain the blows on Eric Young.
Send him in, Lance. Boy, that just proves what a favorite he is here in Orlando, Florida at the Impact Zone.
They love this guy.
You hear the chants of Hoyt with each right hand.
He gets better and better every time we see him, too.
Charges into the corner, but Eric Young able to move out of the way and avoid the contact at the last second.
Look at this, though. Hoyt's got a hold of him, as you see. You can see the look on Eric Young's face. Oh, he slams him down.
Andy Douglas tagged in.
And there he comes from the Italian sky.
Elbow drop. Here's two. Oh.
I'll tell you what, A1 and Bobby Roode simultaneously broke that up, and now you see it just going crazy in the ring.
Whoa.
And there it is. It's Stevens and Douglas.
Referee taken out.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's the ref?
And now, ready for a natural disaster.
Here it comes.
Watch Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode's got the megaphone and Jimmy Hart. Oh.
And Stevens rolls right into it also.
Jimmy Hart left his megaphone at ringside when he was sent to the back, and Bobby Roode just knocked out both of the Naturals.
1, 2. Oh, that's just not right.
Lance Hoyt trying to get back into the ring, but he was hooked from outside.
They wouldn't allow him back in. I believe it was A1 that was down there holding on to his foot, not allowing Lance Hoyt back into the ring, not able to break up the tag. And shades of Scott D'Amore right there with the interference.
Well, they learned from Scott D'Amore, and they were able to use that as part of their game plan, taking advantage of a situation where Team Canada gets the victory. Let's preview the tag team no disqualification street fight. It's coming up next at No Surrender.
Welcome to Ain't That a Shame.
What the heck is going on? Oh!
Man.
Where the hell's your loyalty at? Quit half-stepping on the issue.
Guys, I've done a lot of soul searching, and I've looked deep and I've looked in our past, and maybe I've done a thing or two that made you question my integrity.
You want the truth?
That hurts me in my heart. You asked where my heart was? Well, they got an old adage that said, your home is where your heart is. Well, right here is B. Jizzle's home, mis familia. My actions will prove where my loyalty lies.
Do you really want the truth?
Trust me one time. Trust me. Trust me.
Get up, get up. Amen. You can't handle the truth.
Somebody put a stop to this. Where is the crew?
Relive crew, a former tag team partner.
Oh, he took it your way. Is he finally going to do something right here? You said actions were going to speak louder than words. I want to see some action. Why is he hesitating?
He's got a chance. Look at this.
Oh, look at this. He's staring him.
He's staring him.
He's staring him. Oh, and he doesn't do it. Conan finally can't stand it anymore. Oh, he's trying to say he was going to do it, and look at that. Conan's not buying it. Now you see a little double team action right there on BJJ.
Pin on BG in the ring.
They got it. They got it.
Conan wasn't there for BG.
As far as he's concerned, Conan abandoned him.
No, Conan wasn't there for the tag. That's the difference. BG, he's not answering him. He just waves him off.
Look at that.
Is he gonna go? Is he gonna go?
Tell him to come with me. And BJJ turns around and walks out.
I think that says it all.
he ain't here. I don't know why. He hasn't called us. And I just want to know, hey, what's on and poppin'?
Ho, 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 ho. Listen to BG himself.
Hey, I'm right here, y'all. Come on, let's kick it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I'll be not
We'll whoop your ass in 3 flavors: vanilla, chocolate, or burnt almond.
This mother is a bad jam.
Beware, coming for you.
Thomas trying to get him into the ring. I think he's had it. He's not. He can see there's nothing he's gonna do. He's already disqualifying him.
You can trust me, bro.
You know what? With that said, let's do the damn thing.
BG, give it to him.
My actions will speak louder than any words I could stand here and tell you.
And screw the 2 Live Crew.
BG gave me his word. The way we roll, word is bond. That's all need to be said to me, all right?
Can I get an amen? Ooh, and the one I've been waiting all night for, the no disqualification street fight with the alpha male Monty Brown and his partner.
Ho, 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 ho. I got a huge announcement right here on No Surrender. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that me and BG James were one of the greatest tag teams ever and soon to be again. But not only BG James, but his whole family has been great to me since the start of my career. That's why tonight I announce, not only in honor of BG James, but his whole family, including the Bullet, when he looked at me and said, you know what, you're just like one of my sons. That's why tonight and forever after, I changed my name to Kip James.
Oh, you didn't know? Well, let me smarten you up. 2 Live Crew, tough street fighter, orale, and all that crap. Smarten you up. There are no streets on the Serengeti. The Serengeti is about survival, and you're looking at the 2 survivors. So tonight, one of you 2 will feel the pain.
Hey man, listen, have you seen Rhino? Joe heard me earlier?
Jeff, we got a match tonight.
No, Rhino's in the building. Have you guys seen him? Hey, listen, anyways. I've talked to Canadians, I've talked to a lot of guys, and they're with me. But I gotta ask you 2 guys face to face. You with me?
Jeff, you know we're with you 100%, but me and Monty got a match tonight. Come on, Monty, let's go.
That's cool. Hey, Monty. Me and him go way back. Me and you, look me eye to eye. Are you with me?
Firstly, Jeff, nice suit.
Oh, thanks.
It's a good look.
Thanks.
But secondly, you and I, we work on a contingency agreement. And that agreement is contingent upon you giving the alpha male a world title shot. Yeah, and from my vantage point, you're gonna have a hard time holding up your end of the bargain.
Monty, think about it. I'm telling you, think about it. There could be a Black Wednesday right here in TNA, Monty. Think about it.
Are you buying into that? The fact that the father of BG James, Bullet Bob Armstrong, considers this man like a son, and as a result, and boy, was that ever said in a sarcastic tone, from this point forward, he's going to be known as Kip James.
I mean, are we really supposed to call him Kip James?
He's 6'5", 250 pounds. What the hell do you want to call him?
Oh, that's rubbing it in the face of 3 Live Crew. That is pure sarcasm.
Well, there was no question that Jeff Jarrett continues to try and rally support among the troops. Didn't look to me like the alpha male Monty Brown, the former National Football League linebacker, was buying what Jarrett was selling.
Well, you heard what he said. It was a contingency plan. He was going to get a title shot. Now that Jeff Jarrett has no gold around his waist, he means nothing to Monty Brown. There's nothing he can offer to the alpha male. And the alpha male just flat told him,
disqualification street fight. Let's settle it once and for all.
This is a bad jam.
Beware, coming for you. It's the remix. Relive crew, still kicking rowdy. Oh, you didn't know? We the TNA. Beware. It's the remix.
The graphic states that they're the 3 Live Crew, but they haven't seen BG James since last month at Slammiversary. Is the alpha male right? Is it a case where Ron the Truth Killings and Conan are now down to the 2 Live Crew?
Oh, it's not been the 3 Live Crew for a couple of months. We've seen this dissension. We're going to hear from K-Dog here in a minute, Conan.
It's been a while, and I want to know what's on and poppin'? Yo, where my dogs at? Where they at? Yo, let me speak on this. Órale! Arriba la raza!
And here we go as the alpha male Monty Brown and, yes, Kip James hit the ring to interrupt Conan.
I tell you, that's just hard to say. Kip James. I'll tell you what, that's just rubbing it in the crew's face right there. And again, that's got to, they play my game. What a move by the Truth! What a move!
Spectacular flip dive by Ron the Truth Killings. Takes out the alpha male Monty Brown. Meanwhile, Conan taking it to Kip James, who's right here at the table. Look out!
I'll tell you what, too, if you'll take a look at Kip James, he's been busted open
kidding.
on the head right there.
Wow!
I don't know I mean, that was unreal. And then think of the move there by the Truth, but he went flying over the top.
I mean, think of what Conan has gone through. Sideline, put on the shelf, Don, as you recall.
Be careful, Mike.
Boy, this is a dangerous match in this no disqualification street fight.
Anything and everything can be used. No disqualification. I gotta be honest, I missed when it happened to Kip James. I'll get used to that maybe here in a minute. I think he was trying to play mind games with the crew, and I think it just angered him up.
Well, we talked about a dangerous situation for us. Never took into account the referee. Mark Slick Johnson knocked out.
Oh, he just went right into that. As you see the alpha male Monty Brown over here, security coming out. There's not anything they can do to the guys in the ring right now, because this is all within the rules, but they've got to get that referee out of there and get another one in here.
And I was thinking of Conan being put on the shelf, being sidelined with the injury as a result of that attack several months ago. Remember when Kip James nailed him with that steel chair as the Truth from the top?
Here he goes. Oh, he just split the uprights perfectly, and you can see the alpha male writhing in pain.
As the referee Mark Johnson is being taken to the back, and now he's replaced by Andrew Thomas in this match.
I'll tell you what, Andrew Thomas has got to get his mind in here. He just came out of the ring in an incredible tag match. He's got to get him to the 6-man tag. He's got to get himself focused and because you get yourself set for the matches you're going to do, and this is totally not in the plans. As you see the Truth going up high again. Oh, what just happened there?
The alpha male took him right out.
That was what Kip James needed, as he just comes flying in and takes it to Conan.
Monty Brown putting the boots to K-Dog. And now Brown and tag team partner Kip James. Let's see if they're going to go for the double team move here. First it's the knee, and then the boot to the side of the head by James.
I'll tell you what, it's just one shot after another right there, Conan, and you're reeling. You're already moving down because the shot to the gut, and then you get the shot to the head. It's a little payback right there from Kip James.
Right to the head of Conan, takes him down, knocks him out. And Kip James going to go for the cover on Conan and get a 2 count from referee Thomas, the substitute official.
Again, conspicuous by his absence is, of course, BG James, who should be here in the corner of 3 Live Crew. Did you see the force that Monty Brown threw on the Truth Killings into the side of the 6-sided ring? And I'm telling you, it just knocked the wind out of Ron the Truth Killings.
Oh, you're right. He fired him in back first, right into the side of the ring, and now tosses Killings back in. Opposite side, you see Kip James take Conan and drive him face first into the steel steps.
I'll tell you what, though, as you can see right now, as Monty Brown is in the ring with Ron the Truth Killings and taking advantage of it. Monty Brown has just been on fire here. Kip James, you got to wonder how he's feeling. His head busted open, but right now, he's just grinding it into Conan there, but look at the power. Wow. Look at the power of the alpha male. Oh, what a counter by the Truth.
Went to take him up for an alpha bomb. You're right, reversed by Killings, who then takes him down with the leg lariat.
He wasn't a two-time former heavyweight champion for nothing. Round the Truth Killings. Great counter.
Cover,
right there.
2, no.
Well, I think that's one of those situations where he knows he might get in that grip, and he planned on what he would do.
What a great counter that time by Killings in the ring against the 6'2", 267-pound alpha male. Doubles him over with the boot. Killings going to spring off the ropes, and
nice shot right there by Killings.
Axe kick.
Showing he's got some power also, and really using his agility.
Wow!
It's happened right there.
Kip James pulled the referee out.
Just slid him right out of there before they could do the 3 count. Oh, nice shot right there by James on the Truth. Now he's got the referee right here. What in the world? Oh, man, this is just wrong.
Andrew Thomas, a second referee, has been taken out as we see Kip James hit the DDT. Conan face first into the steel chair.
Ron the Truth Killings right now is just completely outnumbered 2-on-1. And you see coming up the pounds. Oh, he pounces the Truth.
By BG.
There is BG James.
BG James looking on. Referee Rudy Charles down to make the count. The alpha male Monty Brown gets the win for his team. Well, what's going to happen here with BG?
Oh, I'll tell you what, this is the telling moment right here. The telling moment.
Wow, this is unsafe working conditions for the referees.
Well, you saw him
this match as we
Kip James. Look at that. He's saying you call yourself Kip James.
Wait a minute. Let's hear from Kip James. He's got a microphone.
You know what? I'm going to do a little something I haven't done in a long time. Now, of course, if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Oh, no, no, no. My brother.
Brother, you can see BG James walking down the entrance ramp toward the ring.
Oh, this is a dark day in TNA. Think about it. Relive Crew is one of the most popular teams in the history of TNA. And the crowd, Kip James now calling himself by the same last name as BG.
Asking for his quote-unquote brother to come into the ring.
Well, here he comes.
BG James in the ring as Kip James now picks up the chair.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, I see what's going on here.
Oh, he wants him to take out his former partner, the Truth.
He says,
oh, no.
Finalize it. Cement the deal. Take him out with the steel chair.
He's got the chair in hand. Don't do it, BG. No, he's not going to. He slams it down. He won't do it.
Threw down the chair and walked out of the ring, looking back at Kip James and the alpha male Monty Brown.
Well, Kip James doesn't realize the bond that BG James has with the Crew. He is the Crew. Oh, James can't believe it.
Let's take a video preview of AJ Styles and Sean Waltman with Jerry Lynn as referee. Wow.
Check this move out, Sean.
Flash.
Throws him over. Pin, 2. He's done it.
What do you think of that?
I'm impressed.
You can't deny it.
No way, I can't deny it, but you know what? That won't happen to me if I ever get in there with him.
Sean Waltman headed to... Just check this out, Don.
Oh, going up there, adding a little insult to injury, you know. Sean Waltman is the last person that AJ Styles wants to see right now.
Whoa, check this out. Jerry Lynn's X Division pioneer. He's sidelined with an injury to his rotator cuff. Jerry Lynn returns as Peacemaker.
I've dealt with these two in the past, and I know that tempers can flare. I've wrestled both of them. I've been in big feuds with both of them and also tagged with both of them. This is going to be a big night, and you could say a monumental night for me because of not being in the ring for quite a while in a TNA ring since my shoulder surgery. And also, it's been a while since I've been in the ring with AJ, and I'm really looking forward to that. And thirdly, it's been well over a decade, probably 12 years or so, since I've stepped foot in the ring with Sean Waltman. I have a serious interest in these two and in this match because I helped build the X Division, and I wanted to see these two do it right because I know how good this match can be. This Sunday night at No Surrender, Sean Waltman, AJ Styles, may the best man win.
The Styles-Waltman showdown is next. But now, let's hear from the referee, Jerry Lynn.
Ooh, right here tonight at No Surrender on pay-per-view, my guest at this time, Jerry Lynn, has fought back off a year of painful rehabilitation and injury to step back into the ring with not one, but two men you've got extensive histories with, AJ Styles and Sean Waltman.
Yeah, you're right. You know, Shane, it has been a very frustrating year. But tonight, I am stepping in that ring, not as a wrestler, but a referee.
Oh, yeah. Come on with all that. Come on, Jerry. You and I have run up and down the roads. We're veterans of this sport. Give me something to go on here. I know you don't close those chapters that easy. With that shirt on, you've got to be giving one man or the other a little bit of an edge. Yeah.
Apparently, you don't know me too well, Shane. It's no secret. I've been friends with both these men. I've tagged with both these men. I've fought both these men. But they weren't just matches. They were hate-filled, bloody battles. And Sean, AJ, no matter what jobs I've ever had in my life, I've taken pride in my work. And tonight, you're gonna see exactly what I'm made of. I'm not gonna be some pushover. Tonight, I will make sure that the best man wins.
The first time I ever saw the X Division, this man was there.
It was last month at Slammiversary in the King of the Mountain matchup, where this man, Sean Waltman, bottom line, cost the phenomenal AJ Styles the NWA World title.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. I think it was a situation where he helped him and AJ help each other when it mattered, but it was still only one man could walk with that belt. I think that Sean Waltman just taught AJ a lesson.
Remember what Waltman said? He said that AJ Styles was naive. I think at Slammiversary, AJ Styles learned a lot about Sean Waltman and learned a lot about the professional wrestling business.
One thing we know about AJ Styles, one of the quickest learners in the history of this company. He'll take that. He'll use it to his advantage. He won't be caught twice. The man who's going to be trying to make sure this is kept right down the line, Jerry Lynn.
You're 100% right, and what an interesting, what an intriguing backdrop to this matchup. Bottom line, Jerry Lynn, he's been a tag team partner of both of these individuals on many occasions. We talked about as a partner with AJ Styles, the first NWA World Tag Team Champions of the TNA era back in 2002. The history of Jerry Lynn and Sean Waltman, heck, it goes back 15, 16 years. They broke in together in Minnesota. They tagged together originally for Universal Wrestling over in the Orient, over in Japan. They also really put the X Division, before the X Division was cool, in essence on the map, back in a promotion called Global Wrestling that aired on ESPN many years ago. They were fierce rivals at that time. Of course, AJ Styles and Jerry Lynn, they've been fierce rivals as well. And now it's Styles and Waltman, with of all people, Jerry Lynn is the third man.
You know, you look at Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles, but you remember TNA there for the first year. Maybe the greatest feud in the history of TNA. And Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles, the young guy AJ learning from the veteran. He's going to have to reach back on everything that Jerry Lynn taught him to beat Sean Waltman, because here's a man with so much experience. Now, let's say something else about Sean Waltman. He's a guy in the last couple months that has shown a renewed vigor for this sport, a renewed desire to win. He taught AJ some tough lessons at Slammiversary. That's just part of the business. But this guy is showing that he's got the urge to wrestle again. He's got the heart. And think about what it would mean to Sean Waltman to beat AJ Styles in front of this crowd.
The side headlock applied by Sean Waltman. AJ attempted to shoot him off into the ropes, but Waltman maintains the grip. Now the top wrist lock by Styles, going to try and take him over. Oh, how about that? Using the shoulder of Jerry Lynn to flip over, and then the deep arm drag.
I'll tell you, that's the experience right there of Sean Waltman. I mean, it was a situation. Jerry Lynn was standing there. I wonder if Jerry Lynn will make that mistake again. But he was standing there, and Sean Waltman able to use him for the leverage.
Let's talk about that experience edge. AJ Styles, 6 years a pro, and boy, he's accomplished so much in that time. But his opponent, Sean Waltman, now in his 15th year as a professional wrestler.
How do you measure a person's experience in this business? I mean, how much does it mean to you in that ring? Like, it just seems every time we see it, it always seems to be the deciding factor. The person that's seen it all before.
Quick roll-up attempt here. The pin by AJ Styles, only able to get a 2 count. Quick double leg takedown. Oh, Waltman uses power to bridge out of the pin attempt, and then the monkey flip. Styles lands on his feet, great agility.
Wow, nice slam. Nice slam right there by Styles, and he does it again. Just bringing him up, you can see he's got that revenge on his mind for what happened at the King of the Mountain. Wisely, Sean Waltman didn't like how the situation was unfolding. Gets out of the ring, catches his breath, gonna get his mind right and get back in there. That's what a veteran does.
Exactly. Just what we talked about earlier. The experience advantage that Sean Waltman has as he slows down the offense of the phenomenal AJ Styles.
You know, I gotta tell you something else too. This match is more personal to AJ than it is Sean. Sean knows this business inside and out. AJ has got a grudge from a month ago. That could hurt him against a guy with the experience of Sean Waltman. It was just business to Waltman. AJ's got to make sure he doesn't let the vengeance cloud his mind. He's got to be crisp, sharp, and he's just got to look at Sean Waltman as another competitor he's got to beat.
Both men circle. Waltman says, let's lock it up. Oh, and as they went for the collar and elbow, you see the cheap shot by Waltman. Oh, series of knees, then knife edge chops to the chest of AJ.
Oh, nice elbow right there by AJ. Nice chop right there as he just sends it right back.
Styles puts on the brakes, connects with that knife edge series, and then the backbreaker across the knee.
Man, it just, every time I see that, you just think about the jolt of pain that's gonna go down your lower back and the breath that you lose. AJ doesn't hesitate for a minute, just keeps up the pressure.
Forearm shot by Styles, gonna bring Waltman out towards the center of the ring. Gonna try and elevate him for a suplex, and does, high vertical.
I mean, look at AJ Styles, you can tell this guy's a workout fanatic. He keeps himself in the best of shape. Clean living, this guy lives and breathes wrestling. You wonder if that's going to be too much for Sean Waltman, somebody that just absolutely in his peak right now.
Oh, Styles goes airborne, drops down with the knee, right across the head of Waltman. Follow pin attempt, had the far leg hook, referee Jerry Lynn down for the count, but only 2.
I swear it looked like AJ gave Jerry a look.
I saw that.
That might have been a little slow count right there, pal. But I don't believe Jerry Lynn would side with one person over the other. I just don't believe that about him.
Check this out. Got the deathlock. Out of the deathlock, bridging back, and with the reverse chin lock.
Look at the pain on Waltman's face. I mean, what a move right there. AJ, oh, nice shot right there by Waltman.
That's the problem with it. You expose your head and you allow Waltman, the experienced veteran, to nail you with the elbow. Oh, these stiff shots. Kicks right to the chest of Waltman, almost as if he was daring AJ to bring it on and kick me again.
He did. He flat out dared him, and AJ just said, all right, here you go. Tell you what, I think Sean Waltman's going to have a newfound respect for AJ Styles and vice versa in this match. Oh, Waltman again, able to counter.
Yeah, using the punches to the
what a shot! Nice kick!
Perfectly placed drop kick. And again, Waltman decides that he's going to roll out to the floor and try and regroup.
Tell you what, here comes AJ.
Look out!
Look at this! Oh, he does it so gracefully. It's just it's a human highlight reel every time you see AJ Styles do something like that.
Flip dive to perfection. There's the drop kick first. Are we going to take a look now at the flip dive right after? Boy, what a great drop kick that was by AJ Styles. It took Waltman out to the floor, and here's the dive.
Look how smooth this is. Look how smooth this is. Folks, you can't print it out any better than that.
That was a 10. Styles back to the offensive, repeatedly driving Waltman's head and face into the ring apron, but Waltman comes back with a cheap shot, breaking the eyes.
I'll tell you what, when you're out there with AJ Styles and you're trying to get it, there's a cheap shot.
That's the ultimate in cheap shots.
Oh my gosh, but I was just getting ready to say, when you're out there with somebody like AJ, sometimes you gotta do whatever you gotta do to get the momentum back. I know that's harsh, but in Sean Waltman's mind, it's anything he can do to turn it around, and AJ is reeling. And oh, that hurt. Is there any way we can see that?
Boy, did that momentum just switches now in favor of Waltman. It looks like he's got a split lip.
Oh, I mean, you can just feel the pain vibrate. AJ's still on the ground.
AJ in trouble on the arena floor. Referee Jerry Lynn dropped down to the floor to check on Styles. I think he's going to give him a little leeway here in terms of the count.
And not rushing it. I think Sean Waltman understands it's the mutual respect.
And you have to admit to this point, Jerry Lynn calling it right down the middle. Shane Douglas asked him in the pre-match interview, would he possibly, as the third man in the ring, favor either one of these individuals with the long history that all three really have. Drop of the leg, Waltman, follow cover, barely a one count.
I'll tell you what, Sean Waltman able to take advantage of it by the eye rake that he did earlier, and of course, just slamming the crotch of AJ Styles into the ring post. It's now got momentum in his favor. I want to ask you, who would you, if Jerry Lynn sided with anybody, is there anyone that would tilt the scales in your mind?
I mean, it's so hard when you think about it. He really has known Sean Waltman for a longer time period than AJ Styles. They broke into the business together 15 years ago.
And I still think there's a little jealousy of AJ Styles. I think, oh, what a move by Waltman.
Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, here's the cover. Just a 2 count.
Again, it's the same thing that AJ Styles basically did to Waltman earlier, and just a little payback. Waltman knows how it felt to him. He wanted to make sure AJ felt the same sensation.
Double chop to the chest by Waltman has Styles in trouble in the corner.
Just measuring it up right now, as you can see him playing the boot. Maybe being just a little bit.
Gonna go for the Bronco Buster, but Styles was prepared.
Look at this.
Could be the clash.
He's trying to get the clash. Got him in it. Oh, what a nice counter.
That's the perfect counter to the Styles clash.
Just kick him in the head.
Wow, Waltman's been doing some video study, and then there's the Bronco Buster.
Just set him up right there. AJ probably thought he was given a gift. And like you said, Sean Waltman obviously knew once you get in that Styles clash, it can be all over with, but he didn't allow AJ to get a good grip as he just kept the feet moving.
Boy, what a counter, what a reversal to the Styles clash. Gonna be wrestlers all over the world taking notes on that one.
Oh,
there's the spin kick.
Beautiful spin kick. That was so smooth. That's the Sean Waltman of old right there. Just measured him up, got him perfectly off the ropes, and now he's going up top.
From the post, Waltman!
Oh my God! Wow, I don't know. This is bad. I mean, he just nailed AJ. I see blood in AJ's mouth.
Just putting his body at risk. Look at this!
Oh!
Man, what a...
into the concrete. They're both down, but AJ is out.
Oh, look at AJ's face. Look at his nose has been... I think there's blood pouring out of his nose.
Oh, there's also some in his mouth. I hope he didn't bite his tongue. He just killed him with that.
AJ's dazed.
Oh, now into the ring post. Oh, Sean Waltman's got such an, oh, look at this. Oh! Every time, this guy can think in conditions nobody else can think.
Boy, that one's turnabout fair play.
His head was reeling from the blow he took. He's bleeding out the nose, the mouth, and he's able to counter that. That's why he's the phenomenal AJ Styles. Wow.
Incredible matchup as there you see the blood dripping from the nose and mouth of the phenomenal AJ Styles, but he's gonna try and fight through this pain. Tosses Waltman back into the ring. AJ sets. Is he gonna go springboard? Measures him. Springboard. Forearm smash.
Kills him with that elbow. Forearm smash. Look at the look in AJ's face.
That's determination. Running clothesline takes down Waltman. Combination elbow knife edge chop. And now Waltman gonna be sent for the ride. Able to reverse it. AJ shot up into the rope.
Look at him. He's just unbelievable.
Inverted DDT. Dropped him. Quick cover. 2.
Oh, Waltman's not ready to go just yet. And I hope AJ didn't use it up. But that's what Sean Waltman can do. But look at AJ. You can see the determination.
Attempt at the suplex by Styles is blocked by Waltman. Able to hook the leg. AJ just fights through, takes him over. Waltman lands on his feet.
Oh, low blow.
That's uncalled for.
Oh, what a shot by Waltman.
And you can see referee Jerry Lynn not happy about it. Northern Lights. No! AJ rolled their shoulder in 2 out of the suplex pinning attempt.
Look at the look on Waltman's face. He thought he had him there. He knows that you only get a few chances at AJ Styles, and when you get it, you gotta make it count. AJ's got to still be reeling from the headshot he took on the concrete. Can't believe that we're watching a man still moving after that. Waltman getting ready to finish it off. Wow, what a counter by AJ! Right to the gut of Sean Waltman. That's unbelievable.
Went for the crossbody block off the top. Styles was ready for him and caught him with the drop kick.
Sean Waltman getting to his feet, AJ getting up first. You can still see a little bit of the blood. Oh man, they're both just so spent right.
Backslide.
He goes.
Overpowered him.
Through.
Double underhook. Clash.
Got it.
Styles clash.
He got it.
Planted him. Dropped him at the Styles clash.
There he goes.
Rolls him over.
1, 2. Oh, he kicked out.
And 2.
He kicked out.
Referee Jerry Lynn says it was only 2. He can't believe it.
Look at AJ.
I can't believe that Waltman was able to dig down deep and kick out.
AJ Styles is just in shock. He had him set perfectly, but he knows he's got Waltman hurt. What's he gonna do?
AJ headed out to the apron and now going to the top.
Is he gonna do the spiral down? Oh, he does, but he misses it.
Waltman moved out of the way, avoided the contact, and AJ crashed to the canvas.
Oh,
X Factor! X Factor!
1, 2. He got out of it. Oh my gosh! I thought it was over. Look at Sean Waltman. He's ticked off at Jerry Lynn. He counted it fairly though.
The cadence of the count was perfect. Yes, obviously, Waltman's disappointed that he didn't get the 3 count. Hey, now he's got a steel chair.
I'll tell you what, if Sean Waltman would have been hit by that spiral tap, it'd have been over. That's how smart he is as he's saying, oh, look what he's doing.
He's got the ankle of AJ, and he's got the steel chair.
Oh, no, he can break his leg right
That's
here.
what he's going to try and do.
This is just wrong.
This competitive matchup.
Look at Jerry Lynn.
Jerry's going to try and stop this. This isn't right. That's what we're expecting from a referee.
Oh, these are 2 warriors. You don't need that, Sean Waltman. You don't need it at all.
You're exactly right. Settle it amongst yourselves. Settle it in the ring. Let's have the best man win.
Oh, he misses with the spin kick, and there you see AJ working it through, but look at Waltman fighting back.
Styles clash at him.
He kicks his hands off the rope.
There comes the clash.
Did you see that?
Roll him over.
1, 2. Got him.
AJ got the pin and got the win. Well, how about that one? What a hell of a matchup between the phenomenal AJ Styles and Sean Waltman. And you know what? I can't blame Jerry Lynn.
That was a bold move, though, to reach up there, kick the arm. AJ took advantage of it, but I think when Jerry Lynn saw what Sean Waltman
minute, what's going on? There's some commotion. What? There's some commotion in the back? Please, somebody tell me, do we have the camera in position? What's going on back there?
I'm telling you, time after time, Larry, this is ridiculous. I'm tired of getting the runaround. I am sick and tired of getting the runaround, Larry. I want to know one thing. I'm not going to leave this building tonight until I know when I get my rematch. It's my title, and I want my belt back. When am I getting my shot, Larry? When?
You can set up a card here. I'm going to tell you one last time. You've got to wait in line. I've got guys coming out of the woodwork.
I'm sick and tired of that. You give me the runaround, all right. All right, listen, your puppeteer today said earlier tonight that Rhino was supposed to be here in the building. Now, is he?
He's not supposed to be here. He is in the building.
Well, where's he at?
I told you. I don't run a daycare. I don't know where he is. He's here.
I tell you what, Larry Z, he's your new golden boy. Will you tell him TNA's welcoming committee is looking for him? You tell him that. Choke on that, Sabisco.
Well, this is one we've been waiting for. The fallen angel, Christopher Daniels, to defend the X Division title against the challenge of Petey Williams. This is the first of 2 title matchups tonight at No Surrender. And yes, the X title's on the line. Let's break it down with the X Factors. Since capturing the X Division title in March, the Fallen Angel has turned back the challenge of contenders from the U.S. and Mexico. Tonight, Canadian-born Williams looks to regain the title. How will the absence of Scott D'Amore impact the title bout? Williams claims he's taken over the leadership role, but without the distraction of D'Amore, Daniels can remain focused. Recently on Impact, the Team Canada captain pinned the champion in a tag match after hitting that sick flip pile driver. But Daniels insists that he has more weapons than his one-dimensional opponent.
And here he comes, the former X Division champion, Petey Williams, getting led to the ring by A1, waving the Canadian flag. Obviously some Canadians in the audience. Petey Williams, one of the best X Division champions that we ever had here. I'm going to give him that. And that Canadian destroyer is just sickening when you see it in action. But Christopher Daniels, the Fallen Angel, has been an unbelievable champ. Does Williams have enough?
And here comes the X Division champion, headed to the ring for the title defense. He has been the title holder since March the 13th of this year, when he defeated AJ Styles, his former tag partner Elix Skipper and Ron the Truth Killings in the Ultimate X Challenge. And let's face it, you've got to give the Angel his due. Ever since that time, he has beaten the best of the X Division, top stars from Mexico, top stars from the United States. Now, it's an opportunity for one of the Canadians, the Team Canada captain, and as Don mentioned, a former X Division title holder who actually held the belt on for a record 5-month run in TNA. Petey Williams gets his shot.
Oh, and you see Petey Williams right there, not even going to allow Christopher Daniels a chance to catch his breath as he just goes right after him. And you know what, though? It's been a move that we've seen Daniels use many times in the past. So it's something that, as champion, he should have been prepared for. Petey Williams just goes right at him.
Smart move by the Team Canada captain to jumpstart this matchup. Rocks Daniels, forearm shot first, then a solid right hand to the head.
Oh, nice shot right there to the gun, but Daniels still down, reeling. He's just got to get his bearings, and Petey Williams is in the kind of shape that he can keep this up all day. And now he just sends him right out of the ring. He's lucky he landed on the mat. If Williams would have got any more thrust on him, he'd have landed on the concrete.
Daniels charged at him. Williams wisely, smartly fired him out to the floor. Gonna go slingshot here.
Oh, and he snaps it off perfectly. Unbelievable. I think you can notice that Daniels was almost trying to catch him, and Petey Williams was able to just hit him with the Hurricane Run and nailed it.
Follow-up move is a good old-fashioned boot to the head. Shoots Daniels back into the six-sided ring because he realizes that the only way to win the X Division title is inside the ring. Wear him down out outside, bring him back in and put him away. That's the game plan of Williams.
Just think of the athletes that we've just seen here in the last few moments. Sean Waltman, AJ Styles, Petey Williams, Christopher Daniels. It just keeps going and going and going. And it is all Petey Williams, somebody that's had that belt, and when you have it once, all you can think about is getting it back.
Catches it with the suplex, follow knee to the midsection, and then the Russian leg sweep, side leg sweep that time by Williams, follow cover, and Daniels powers out, using his leg strength to kick out at 2. You know, I just noticed something. Referee Rudy Charles in this match, if you look at your format, Andrew Thomas is scheduled to be the referee, but obviously Andrew Thomas, as well as Mark Slick Johnson, 2 of the officials who were taken out earlier as a result of that very brutal no disqualification street fight match.
And the now so-called Kip James was responsible for both of them being sent out of here, as he threw Andrew Thomas into the rail so hard they had to haul him out.
Boy.
Rudy Charles having to do the extra duty.
Unsafe working condition for the officials here at No Surrender, as we see A1 from outside, shades of Coach D'Amore. Maybe he's channeling Coach D'Amore from Windsor, Ontario at this point. Without D'Amore here,
Oh, you can see right there as Petey Williams slingshots over the top of the rope and catches it. Daniels is absolutely being manhandled here from the beginning. And again, we saw the cheap shot by A1, but you know Daniels is aware that that can happen. He knows that once A1 walks down that ramp, he's got to find a way to get his bearings. As Petey Williams now getting ready to come flying off after him, and there he goes. Does he do it again? No! Oh! Gosh, Daniels just crushed him on the ring apron.
Went to the well one time too often, as you see a power bomb. Drove it back first. We got to take a look at this. Look out!
Look and feel that. Ooh, you can just feel that, folks. I mean, there's no camera tricks there. It is just right into the side of the ring, and you can feel the pain. And Petey Williams is having a hard time catching his breath.
Oh, they're going nuts in the pit here in the Impact Zone for this X Division title matchup. Oh, look at Daniels, totally focusing his attack on the injured back of Williams. You powerbomb him on the ring apron, bring him back into the ring, clubbing blow to the back, now shoots him off into the ropes, and perfect back body drop. Again, focusing on the back of the challenge.
I couldn't believe the extension that Daniels got right there. I mean, Petey Williams went 5, 6, 7 feet over his head. And then think about how he landed. Lucky to barely get, and again, right to the lower back.
Daniels has claimed that Petey Williams is a one-dimensional wrestler when it comes to his finishing moves. We know about that Canadian Destroyer. I mean, it's just sick.
But we've seen the sharpshooter use.
That's true.
We've seen Petey Williams do so many things. I mean, this guy can hit you with DDTs. He can hit you with suplexes. He can hit you with anything. Christopher Daniels, I think, uses that to try to belittle Petey Williams a little bit. But one thing you got to admire about Daniels, when he finds a weakness, and right now he thinks it's the lower back. There it is again. He will exploit it time and time again.
Just like he's doing in this matchup tonight at No Surrender. And Petey Williams is in serious trouble. Daniels, big clubbing blow again to the back of the challenger. You think about the finishing moves of Daniels, and he certainly isn't one-dimensional. What have we seen in recent weeks? Best moonsault ever, Angel's Wings, the Koji clutch submission hold.
The last rights.
He can beat you in so many different ways.
Oh, he's a great champion. Now, nobody will deny it. You might not like his methods sometimes, but he is a fighting champion, a great champion, but so was Petey Williams. Petey Williams, I've got so much respect for Petey when he had that 5-month reign as X Division champion. I know D'Amore was involved a lot of times, but you could just see that ability that Petey Williams had. I remember falling in love with him in the Super X Cup tournament that we're going to be starting here shortly.
Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, gonna roll him over and go for the pin. The champ gets 2, but the challenger powers out before the 3 count. And you're right, Super X Cup tournament is on deck for TNA. It all kicks off, Don, this upcoming week, this Friday on Impact. Check it out at TNAWrestling.com. Elevation up, gonna hold him in mid-air.
Just look at that. I mean, he's letting
as long as he wants.
Drain right to his head right there. Oh, that was impressive. Petey Williams there was nothing he could do. He was wishing he'd get slammed down, because the longer it went, the chance of him blacking out was increasing.
Daniels the cover, 2, and Williams.
A little nonchalant, I thought, on that cover. I think it was just to get in his head.
I think you're right, and at the same time, to badmouth A1 at ringside.
Good point.
Chin lock applied by Daniels, and at the same time, he's got the knee in the lower back of Petey Williams.
Boy, once he nailed him into the side of that ring with that back, I mean, on his back, he has not stopped right there. He knows it hurts every time he catches him. Petey Williams, oh man, just smacked him on the back of his head.
Tries to mount an offensive, tries to make a comeback, but Daniels cuts him off immediately.
Well, one advantage Daniels has is he can grab the hair of Petey Williams and slam him down. Petey Williams can't do the same thing to Daniels.
And Daniels goes right back to the long locks of Williams. Forearm shot rocked him, but Petey answers with a right hand. Forearm Daniels, series of forearm exchanges.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do. You just gotta go nuts. You just gotta go nuts and just take the other one off his game. But oh, Daniels, so good.
Cody Clutch,
he's got it.
He got it hooked. Submission hold applied here.
Look at Petey trying to drag the leg over. Anything but look at the leg of Daniels. He's keeping the arm from getting to the ropes.
If we can go wide, A1 is pulling on the leg of Petey Williams to get him towards the rope.
I'll tell you what, you gotta give him credit. As A1 did a smart thing, it was wrong, but he knew that if he didn't do that, Petey Williams was gonna tap out. Oh, and Daniels knows it.
Whoa.
Oh, I tell you what, I just would like to see A1 removed right now. These two guys are too great to allow interference like this. Wow. Again, the back catches that turnbuckle.
And shot in with authority. I mean, how much more can Petey Williams take?
Sometimes you gotta figure out a way to block out the pain, Mike. I mean, I don't know how they do it. I don't have that kind of a makeup, but these guys block it out. Oh, man.
Gut wrenched him over. I think it's because of Don what's at stake here. This championship belt that lies on the table right in front of us, just a couple of inches away, as we see Daniels go for another pin attempt and gain yet another near fall.
I'll tell you what, this match has had two sides, man. I mean, it was all Petey Williams, and then it's been all Christopher Daniels. And there's been no in-between. You had that one flurry of elbows by Petey, but Daniels able to stop it really quick.
Daniels tries to stop any kind of an offensive comeback by Williams, but now Petey gaining a little momentum here. Rocked him that time with a big right to the side of the head. Both men go for the boot.
Both men grab the boot, and both men pay the price.
Wild swing that time on the clothesline attempt.
Oh, nice shot right there. Both of them, you could see Daniels grabbing his head. Petey Williams just survival as he's trying to catch his breath. But what a great counter by Petey Williams, Mike. I mean, that was just pure survival.
Both men crashing down to the canvas. Fans at the Impact Zone cheering on champion and challenger in this very competitive matchup.
You know, Scott D'Amore's not been here, but you can feel him. You mentioned it earlier. You can feel his presence in Team Canada. He does have that leadership. He gets them fired up, and now Petey Williams just mounting a charge of his own. And whoa! And Samoa Joe. Obviously, he's got his eyes set on the winner of this match.
Yeah, interested observer coming out the ramp area and looking on is Samoa Joe. Wild chops here, but all connecting by Petey Williams. Daniels turns him, spins him around, and Petey answers back.
I mean, just painting him right there, and now just leveling with the boot. One right after the other. Petey Williams has somehow turned this thing around. These guys are so great, it can happen that quick. Petey Williams doesn't give Daniels a chance to catch his breath. Oh, kicks him right in the back.
Samoa Joe, a part of the Super X Cup tournament, starting this week on Impact, where the winner will go on to be ranked as the #1 contender and gain a shot at the champion, whether it's Christopher Daniels, whether it's Petey Williams, or whoever the title holder is at that point.
Oh, you can see Daniels looking up at him. By doing that, he took his eye off of A1. You heard Daniels yell at Rudy Charles, get him out of here. Oh, what a shot by Williams.
DDT, near leg.
Oh, man.
Still life left in Daniels to power out at 2.
That was just one of those moves you just saw that you thought that could end it. I mean, look at Daniels' face. That was pure instinct getting that shoulder up. Petey Williams caught him hard with that DDT.
As the undefeated Samoan submission machine looks on from the ramp, Samoa Joe so interested in who will go on to either keep or win the X Division title in this match. Challenger Williams fights back, but he's reversed, shot off into the corner. Gonna try and float over, but instead...
Daniels just set him up.
DVD.
Just set him up.
Powered him down.
You know, he's so much like AJ Styles in that way. Can absolutely think in ways that you don't, are just so unorthodox. Petey Williams probably thought he was going to come off those ropes and catch him, and there was Daniels waiting for him.
Daniels makes his way back up to his feet, using the ring ropes to get back up to the vertical base. Scooping a mid-ring slam on Williams.
And look at him point there. But while he's pointing at Samoa Joe.
You talked about the sharpshooter. He turns him over and sits back. He's got the submission hold applied.
And he can only blame nobody but himself. He took his eye off the ball. Pointing at Samoa Joe, and Petey Williams just that quickly, in that instant, took advantage, and he's got him in the sharpshooter. Daniels fighting to get to the rope. And look at this, A1 pulling the rope back. Oh, now he's got the arm.
The champion, Daniels, gonna try and reach out, and instead it doesn't, gets the rope break. Wow, just in the nick of time.
Petey Williams, how quickly he got him in that sharpshooter was amazing. You almost didn't see it.
And he just proved Daniels wrong, saying that Petey Williams was one-dimensional when it came to finishing moves, that he just had the Canadian Destroyer.
You're absolutely right. And anybody that thinks Petey Williams is one-dimensional, they really believe that, they're crazy. But you do have to keep your eye out on that Canadian Destroyer because you don't get up from it. Oh, that's what Daniels does.
Caught him with the boot first, then the STO. No, barely. Just barely was Petey Williams able to get the shoulder up before the 3 count.
You could see it. I mean, it was just pure determination right there by Petey Williams. The chances are going to get less and less here. When you get somebody there for the pin, you've got to put them away. It's like dropping foul balls. You don't give that guy another chance at the plate. And look at Petey. He's done this so many times. He just gets in this frenzy mode. And there he goes for the Canadian bow. But look how he fights it off.
Boy, perfectly scouted. Gonna go for the win.
He does, and look at what Williams did. He got himself small. He got himself small and went to that mat. And Daniels couldn't pick him up and put him down. Great counter by Williams.
It really was a great reversal by dropping down. Wings up.
What a shot by Petey Williams. He somehow got into the Hurricane Rana. This is unreal.
Thought the first counter was great. That one even topped it.
The terms one-dimensional will never be used about this man by anybody again.
Williams flies into the corner, catches it with the forearm. Now going to position the champ up on the top turnbuckle. Williams going to go up and try and take him back in, possibly with a suplex.
Oh, nice shot to the gut right there by Daniels as he just one right after another. You got to wonder how many you could take. Now Daniels has got the momentum.
And
look at this.
Oh, man, slammed him down from the top.
How do you scoop and slam somebody from that position?
That was amazing. And then from the top went for the cross body block, but Petey Williams able to avoid that contact by rolling out of the way.
And you know, so many people make the mistake of rolling back. He rolled back into the ring, which was the smart move right there, and there's no way Daniels can stop in midair and get down. That was a good move. What a night here at No Surrender.
X Division title hangs in the balance. Who's it gonna be? The challenger, Petey Williams, or the champion Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels? The mid-ring exchange, who's gonna get the better of it? It's pretty even at this point.
They're just trading them back and forth right there, and you can see, oh, a nice knee right there by Christopher Daniels. But he misses there. Petey Williams is up, he's got him. Oh, what a shot, Williams, 2. Oh, somehow he kicked out, but what a move by Petey Williams.
Caught him with the crucifix, then dropped down, had Daniels' shoulders on the mat, but not able to put him away. Whoa, what's going on here? He just motioned to A1. A1 went into his trunks at ringside, and A1 has it. He tossed the chain.
He just tossed it to Petey. Petey's got it in his hands, and Rudy Charles doesn't know it.
Behind the back of the referee. Wait a minute.
So, Daniels has a set himself. Daniels had a set waiting for him.
And Daniels just outsmarted Petey Williams, A1, and Team Canada.
Well, that's why he's the champion. He knew that they would try something. You gotta come prepared. Here comes the BME. Was that perfection? 2, 3.
Wow, was it ever? The double spring into the BME. Best moonsault ever. And the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels, remains X Division champion.
I'll tell you what, it was doubtful there for a minute. And we'll show you that BME here in a little bit. Unbelievable move by Daniels.
Up next for TNA on pay-per-view, August 14 is Sacrifice.
A timeless battle rages.
One not just of flesh and blood,
but of spirit
and principalities.
The noble,
the fallen,
warriors of light,
marauders of darkness.
And on this night, victory shall go
to those willing to sacrifice being and soul.
TNA Wrestling presents Sacrifice, live Sunday, August 14th on pay-per-view.
Today in West back at ringside, and yes, TNA returns to pay-per-view Sunday, August the 14th with Sacrifice. Don, at this time, we know that we will have the finals of the Super X Cup tournament on August the 14th at Sacrifice, and that entire X Cup tournament is going to be great. It all kicks off this Friday on Impact.
Mike, today we've got it coming up, and we've got to talk about it. It's the dog collar and the chain. It's Abyss and the world champion Raven. It's James Mitchell. It's for all the marbles, the World Heavyweight Championship. What's Raven thinking? Everybody wants to know. Does he have a plan for Abyss? Is there any way that he can hold off that monster?
It is going to be a no-surrender match in our main event at the No Surrender pay-per-view. The NWA World's Heavyweight title is going to be at stake, but there is no surrender. You can't throw in the towel. You can't quit. It's coming up next. It's Raven, one-on-one with the Monster Abyss for the NWA World title.
I have just fulfilled my destiny! My God, it's not my fault you beat up some fan and got dragged away by the cops.
I want my rematch.
I was in a tight spot. I had to put somebody in there.
How close did you come at Slammiversary to becoming the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Abyss? How close? As amazing a wrestler as you are, as fearsome a presence as you have been in TNA, you've never had anybody to keep that parliament of swine in the championship committee at bay. I can give you that.
I am now the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Revenge is a dish best served cold, and dinner is served.
And he didn't realize that. Blackpool slammed by the Monster Abyss. Think about what kind of a dangerous combination this is going to make. He's got the chain wrapped around his neck.
I'm the number one
What
contender.
about the guy at No Surrender? I got a guy that deserves the title shot more than anybody, the Monster Abyss.
The Monster Abyss.
What about the new talent that wants to come in here?
What about me? What about Raven?
The new NWA champion is in. Raven abducted him, and now he's got the chain. Hey, it's payback time.
Get him right into the chair.
You want to bring this chain everywhere? Why don't we wrap it around our necks? Make it a dog collar match, huh?
Whoa!
Wow! Let's make it No Surrender. That means I can beat on you for as long as I want. And there is no way to end the match except by a pinfall. And that's when I'm good and ready.
Well, Raven, you, sir, are a fool.
Oh, that's not right. I'll tell you what. This is disgusting. Oh, come on. Get him out of there.
If anybody, and I mean anybody, of this new talent comes in Planet Jarrett, my world, without me knowing, I assure you they're gonna have hell to pay.
Perhaps that intracranial enema you gave yourself has made you slightly psychotic.
You can't give up. You can't submit. That means he can wrap his chain around your neck and put you in the back of a car and drag you down the road if he wants.
Abyss, I'm gonna beat you and batter you and bloody you so unmercifully Maybe you'd be better off telling him to lay in a bathtub and throw a toaster in after him, because it'd be much less painful than what I have in store for him. The only way I believe you're getting out of that ring is as a corpse.
Raven, you've got my belt, and Abyss, you've got my title shot, and I'm taking them both.
So it is written, so it shall come to pass. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
And I'm going to personally see to it that the only thing you're destined for is failure.
And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event matchup at No Surrender. It is a dog collar steel chain match, and yes, it is for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. It's time to take a look at the raw numbers. As we look at the tail of the tape, the advantage to both men obvious. Just take a glance. Sizable height and weight edge for the Monster Abyss, but do not discount the experience factor, which favors the champion, Raven. Bullet points, June 19. Raven's victory in the King of the Mountain enabled him to satisfy the multi-year quest. He became NWA World Champion. Probably not a coincidence. The pairing of James Mitchell and Abyss coincides with the Monster's first one-on-one title match. You factor in the long-term animosity between Raven and Mitchell, and it becomes even more dangerous. Tonight, no option for tapping out. No opportunity to throw in the towel. Lock the dog collars around their necks. Tie them together with the steel chain.
And here he is, the Monster Abyss. And you can see James Mitchell behind him, and you mentioned it. It's no coincidence that since James Mitchell has joined forces, has been the mouthpiece, the guider, the keeper of Abyss, Abyss has been more focused than ever before. And when I think about how this match is going to shape up, I still am wondering how Raven, or why Raven, would want to be chained to that man with James Mitchell outside the ring.
Chained to someone who is 6'8", 350 pounds. The reigning NWA World Heavyweight Champion, who puts that title belt on the line. Yes, in his mind, he fulfilled his destiny last month at Slammiversary, but now he goes into the six-sided ring with that title belt at stake. The dog collars are already around their necks. They're gonna lock the steel chain to both Raven and the Monster Abyss, and then they're gonna turn them loose like two animals. Let's send it to the ring for the official introductions. Here's our ring announcer, Jeremy Borash. JB, it's all yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from Orlando, Florida, it's time for your total non-stop action wrestling, no surrender, pay-per-view main event of the evening. When the bell rings, the man in charge, TNA senior official, Mr. Rudy Charles. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the combatants first of all. In the corner to my left, being accompanied by James Mitchell. He weighed in at 355 pounds and is the #1 contender for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the world. He is the challenger, the Monster Abyss. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing in the corner to my right, weighing in at 240 pounds, from the Bowery, he is the current reigning and defending NWA Heavyweight Champion of the world. This is Raven!
Ladies and gentlemen, the question that we are about to answer is one we posed earlier. Did Raven walk into the trap of the Monster Abyss? And you can see by the reaction of Abyss that he would love nothing better than to have that NWA World's Heavyweight title in the possession of himself and James Mitchell. Now, the chain, it's going to be applied, locked around the dog collar that's already in place on the neck of the Monster Abyss. And now we're going to hook Raven up as well.
I don't want to imply in any way, shape, or form that Abyss is a simpleton, because he's not. We've seen that. He can get focused and he can be as smart as anyone, and with Mitchell by his side, it's even more devastating.
And more dangerous.
That's right, but I look at this as strength versus cunning, I guess is the word I should use, is we know that Raven's going to have to use every single trick that he's learned through 17 years in this business, because the facts are the facts. If that Monster Abyss can keep that chain shortened to where he's got Raven in his grasp, I don't care who you are. When there's 100 pounds weight difference, it's gonna cost you. Raven's gonna have to use every single trick in the book.
Abyss obviously will use that chain as the great equalizer to try and exploit the size advantage that he has. Oh my! And there's Exhibit A.
And look at that, and again, this match, there is no surrender. You can't tap out.
You can't throw in the towel.
You can't throw in the towel. It's just gonna be brutal, and you can just plan on it. And it's just getting started.
Yeah, expect the level of violence in this one to be off the charts. This is gonna be just absolutely barbaric.
Get the little children out of the room, because you're gonna see things here that people shouldn't see. You're gonna see torture unlike anything you've ever seen before.
And it may begin with a steel chair as Abyss is gonna wedge it between the top and middle turnbuckle.
Again, right there you can see where James Mitchell comes into play. I mean, he's got a game plan, and he has Abyss on it right off the top.
Big boot from Abyss sends Raven out to the floor.
I don't know what Raven's game plan is, but it's not working thus yet. Oh, wait a minute, he grabs the chair and throws it at Abyss.
And just flings.
Another one at Abyss.
Tossing chair after chair into the ring. I think trying at this point maybe to distract Abyss.
It's a good move. If I'm Abyss, though, that is working, because if I'm Abyss, I pull back on that chain. Raven knows that he's just not expecting this.
Half a dozen or more chairs.
Oh! And all through that, he pulls him into the one that Abyss set up.
I think that was exactly the strategy, the game plan of Raven. Distract him, toss in the series of chairs, and at that point, use your strength. Oh! Yank on that steel chain, drive him face first into the chair, and as they drop out to the arena floor, Raven gonna use the chain like a weapon. Oh, Abyss, fortunately for him, gets out of the way, but just momentarily.
Look at the size of that chain. I mean, this thing is just thick as anything we've ever seen in the ring. And the weight is unbelievable.
You're right. Unforgiving steel chain taken by Raven, driven across the back of the Monster Abyss, and Raven looks underneath the ring. Looks like he's got a table.
Oh, he's gonna, and that's what Raven's gotta do. Now we can see the plan. He's gonna throw the book at Abyss. He knows he can't do it just with his fists. He's gotta use chairs, he's gotta use tables, he's gotta use... Oh my gosh!
He tried to use his fist that time. He wrapped the steel chain around his hand, he charged at the Monster Abyss, but Abyss was able to move out of the way, and he caught nothing but steel ring post.
Oh, think about that. I mean, that could break your fingers catching that post like that with the chain in between it. Raven, though, if anybody can block out pain, it's Raven. Oh, and you can see Abyss goes right for that hand. Good left, though, by Raven. Oh, he's got him in the choke slam.
He's got him choked.
Is he
gonna go for the choke slam?
He's gonna try to slam him into the table.
Raven fights him off. Series of back elbows to the side of the head, and walk right into that knee.
Oh, grabs him by the hair and throws him back in. Abyss able to somehow stop the momentum, and this is gonna be all about momentum.
And right now, it's on the side of the challenger, Abyss. Gets back into the ring, has something in mind, gonna pick up one of the steel chairs.
Oh, he had plans for that chair from the beginning. He's gonna figure out a way to use it. Setting it right there on top of Raven.
Has that chair positioned on his chest. And now, Abyss headed up to the middle rope.
You can see him getting himself worked up. Oh! Feel the weight of that. I thought Raven might be setting him up to get away, but he wasn't.
crashing down across the chest with the chair in place. Pin attempt. No, just 2.
I'll tell you what, nice kick out there by Raven. He was also able to use his knee in that kick out and give a shot to the head of Abyss. But you can see that's, you got to think about the fact he could be bleeding internally. He could have cracked ribs. I mean, that weight coming down on a steel chair. Like I said, folks, this is not for the faint of heart.
Now he has something else in mind, stacking up the chairs. Well, Raven is in serious trouble here in his first NWA World's title defense.
And you've got nowhere to run and nowhere to hide.
And no chance of tapping out or submitting. You've got to take all this pain. You got to try and fight through it and fight back, but no, look, now he's got him on top of the stack of chairs, and he's going to try and splash him again.
And here he goes. Look at this, Raven gets out of the way, and Abyss catches all of them. I think Raven realized it there and let him set it up. That's what he's got to use. He's got to use his diabolical mind right there, and anytime he can use something against Abyss, he's got to do it.
That time he went for either a leg drop or a backsplash off the ropes, but Raven able to roll out of the way. Abyss crashed down into the chairs, but Abyss is back up to his feet first. Still trying to regroup, though.
Yeah, Raven's still reeling from that shot he took from the chair into the chest, let's face it. I mean, Abyss hit the 4 chairs, but he hit him on the backside. Raven took that blow right into the chest. But now we're talking about using the chain as a weapon.
This is something that we saw earlier on our Impact broadcast a couple of weeks ago when he took the steel chain and wrapped it around the neck of Raven and choked the life out of him, but Raven going to try and fight him off. A pair of steel chair shots to the head.
First one just barely stunned Abyss, but now Raven's got some momentum and he's giving him a little bit more power.
Waffled him with that shot. Raven looking around the ring, picking up.
It looks like
the stapler.
Yes, it looks like the staple gun right there. You can see it.
And again in this matchup, it is anything goes.
Raven's still holding that chest or the belly there from that one shot. He hasn't recovered fully from it. Not that he ever will. What's he doing right here? Oh, he's got some kind of a bill. I don't know what the... Stapled the bill right...
Oh my God, right into his head!
Oh, and you could see the blood flowing. Holy cow, look at the blood. Oh, it was going to be bloody, but he just stapled it right to him.
Don't think there's any question about that staple gun being empty ever again. He stapled him a second time.
Oh, this is unreal. This is going to take away the focus of Abyss. Look at this, as you can see the bill stapled right in. You can see the blood flowing from the head.
We knew it was going to be barbaric, and so far it's been everything that we expected. Abyss has been...
Oh, I'll tell you, that's where James Mitchell came into play.
Momentary distraction.
And it was just instinct by Abyss as he realized he had to pull back as he's trying to pull the stapled bill out of his head. And that was just Raven's way of showing everybody here what is entailed in this match.
And Abyss used that 100-pound weight advantage to use all of that weight and yank on the chain and send Raven flying into the steel ring post. Wow, look at this strategy. Finding a way to get into the ring so that the post isn't in the way of the steel chain, and Raven now has been busted open, both men bleeding from the head.
Well, we knew it was going to get bloody. There's no way you can't when you're getting hit by chairs and chains and tables, and it's just gotten brutal here as they're fighting over here by us right now. And
series of right hands by the monster Abyss, and there you see James Mitchell right in his ear.
I tell you what, I keep noticing Abyss has to adjust his mask. I think the blood's getting in his eyes. The blood flow that's coming down is getting in his eyes. But there's no surrender.
Moving the steel safety rails around and positioning, and now setting up a table with the help of Mitchell.
And if you're the referee, what are you going to do? You're not going to go in there and stop him.
You're just there for one thing, to make the 3 count.
That's exactly right. Mitchell's out here. He can do anything he wants. Rudy Charles has just got to count the pin. That's all he can do. And try to stay out of the way, Rudy.
One table in place. Raven tries to get back up to his feet. Abyss knocks him back down. And now with the help of Mitchell, they've got 3 tables.
He's saying he wants to... I think he wants to stack up Another one, I don't know, he's going right back at Raven again. Oh, look at this.
Gonna take him up the ramp. Gonna try and get some elevation here.
Oh no, this is scary when you think of what the results could be. Plus, Raven just trying to find a safe haven.
It's so dangerous with that steel chain wrapped around your neck.
And there is no safe haven because of the chain. You can see Raven fighting over to the other side. Abyss, though, is focused on getting a hold of him, Mike.
Well, you're right. There really is nowhere to run or hide for anyone, and he's got him throttled at this point. Gonna take him up. Gonna try and choke slam him, but Raven fighting it off.
Anything he can do. Again, he's got him, though. Look at this right here. It's the two tables right below, but Raven knows how close it is. Oh, look. And he knocks it back into the tables. It cost Abyss.
By any means necessary.
Oh, if there's any way to see that, as you can see Raven catching his breath, but that's what Raven does. He knows how to use things against you, and that bill is still
stapled into his forehead, my God!
Sick! Oh, jeez!
Crashing down, breaking through two of the tables.
James Mitchell's got to find a way to somehow... Oh, look at this! Oh, that was brutal! As Abyss pulled on the chain, and the table that Mitchell set up, he just pulls Raven right in it.
I think Raven thought that Abyss was unconscious, that he was knocked out, and it allowed him to take a momentary breather. But that was just when Abyss turned the tables on him, so to speak, turned the tide, cranking and yanking on the chain.
Look at the disgust on these faces as they're looking down on it. Yeah, you will have, when you're chained like that, Mike, there is no breathers. A guy can just roll over and the momentum can pull you.
I think we're all amazed, the fans as well, at the level of violence of this NWA World's title matchup.
But you put these two people chained together and there's going to be no other result. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be bloody. Oh, look at this, pulling on the mouth.
Hey, Raven!
Look at
You
this.
want to surrender now? Oh, that's right. You can't, genius. Make him squeal, Abyss.
And he just made a good point. There is no surrender. No matter what he's doing, he can't.
Oh my God, cranking back and yanking on the head of Raven while he's got the steel chain wrapped around his face.
And I think people got a good look right there if you haven't figured out how big that chain is. And he's just dragging him across the concrete.
Why? Because he can with a 100-pound weight advantage.
Oh man, Raven trying to hold on, but I mean, where can you go? You're chained to him. That's why I question this match by Raven.
Abyss going underneath the six-sided ring to come out with yet another table.
I'll tell you what, it just keeps getting more brutal as Raven's just thrashing back and forth on the ramp, trying to get up, and he does! And he just goes right for it and slams Abyss into the table.
Oh man, you talk about a desperation move.
You heard
it
the
certainly paid off. Pin attempt outside the ring that time by Raven after crashing him through the table. Take another look.
Look at this, and you can hear the primal scream that he gave right here in front of us as he was focused on one thing. But again, you can't get away, Mike. You can't even get away to get a breather because you're still chained to your opponent.
Raven back up to his feet, but so is the Monster Abyss, who's going to roll inside the ring. Raven follows in, as well as senior official Rudy Charles. NWA World's Heavyweight title at stake. No surrender for either of these men, and this has been just brutally violent. Discus clothesline takes him down.
I'll tell you what, it's amazing when you see a couple, a few blows like that spinning around and realize that's the least brutal thing you've seen. Oh, it's Raven just trying to, I think, wear Abyss down where he can find his moment to take him out.
Bulldog by Raven. Gonna go for the DDT. There's the Raven effect. Spiked him, dropped him on his head. Two.
No, not gonna happen there.
Don't see that very often. Usually when Raven hits that DDT, it guarantees the 1, 2, 3. But that time Abyss able to kick out of the Raven effect.
Both these guys are busted up. They're both bleeding. And there Raven sends Abyss, and now he's got him. Basically hanging him here from the ropes.
Again, a very dangerous situation here. The clothesline takes him over to the apron, and now he's got the chain wrapped around and around his neck.
Double wrapped, and there he's pulling on it. And now using his foot for leverage. absolutely got nowhere he can move.
That's
He's
the
just
key.
trying to breathe.
Nowhere to move, nowhere to go for Abyss. James Mitchell cane shot to the back.
Well, he had to do something because there was nothing he could do. He broke the cane.
Right over the back of Raven.
And again, there's nothing Rudy Charles can do about James Mitchell. Not in this match.
Oh, you see Raven, the eyeballs rolling back into his head as he tries to regroup, tries to clear the cobwebs.
Wait a minute. Abyss has gotten the collar loose.
You're right, he's out of the collar. Pin, two.
He's got it now. Raven finds a way to kick out. But I don't think Raven realizes that Abyss is no longer hooked in.
Near fall for the challenger, almost taking the NWA World's Heavyweight title away from Raven in his first title defense. Huge advantage here for the Monster Abyss.
Oh, he's free, and it's got to feel a bit like freedom.
Looking underneath the ring for what? What happened?
Oh, we know.
No.
We've seen it used so many times. And we know the devastation it can cause.
He's got that bag, which in the past we have seen, you mentioned it on several occasions, it's filled with thousands and thousands of thumbtacks.
And why not? We've seen chairs used in every which way, tables used in every form, chains used in every form. And look what he's doing right here.
Sure.
Oh, look at this.
Ripping the shirt.
That's just disrespect.
It's not that.
He wants
it's to
to
expose
feel,
the
yes.
back of Raven so that when he takes the tacks and spreads them around the ring, he can take Raven and slam him unprotected into the tacks.
Oh,
that's the game plan.
He wants him to feel every bit of the pain. That's what I'm saying. It was just the fact that he wasn't going to allow him any kind of mercy whatsoever.
The thousands of tacks being positioned around the ring by the Monster Abyss. He's got Raven by the head.
Raven still chained to the collar. Keep that in mind.
And Abyss now sets Raven up on the top so that there's more force, so that there's more impact, so that he's coming from a higher angle when he crashes him down. Who just ran by us? Somebody just...
Wait a minute.
That's Cassidy Riley.
He's trying to fling Abyss back. Cassidy Riley, who's obviously been showing some loyalty to Raven. We saw it earlier.
The young kid who had his fingers broken by Raven, but ever since that point, he's been a follower of Raven.
Well, Raven has that effect on some people, but I'll tell you what, it wasn't a smart move. The only thing it did do was save Raven. But you know what? If James Mitchell can be out there helping him, why can't Cassidy Riley come out to help Raven?
Choke slam right through the table. Cassidy Riley knocked out. Now, Abyss.
Gonna finish what he started, Mike.
Exactly. Corner mount, gonna rain in those blows. Big right-handed clubbing shots to the head. Oh, Raven just crumbled right down in the corner.
But he's not. Oh! Slammed it right into the back right there, and you see him flopping around. He's lucky he had his shirt on.
He just power bombed him into the thousands of tacks. Here's the pin. 1, 2.
No! Not enough! I'll tell you what, fighting through the pain right there, that's amazing.
How do you fight through the pain of those staple shots to the head? Then the thousands of tacks. Oh, went for the ring.
Black hole slam!
Wind him up, drop him down. 2.
No, he somehow gets out of it.
Just 2.
Unbelievable! I'll tell you, man, that's what makes a champion a champion. Fighting out of that, and keep in mind, Abyss is clear of the dog collar. Raven still strapped to it, which makes it a hindrance.
And what an incredible performance here by the challenger as well, as the Monster Abyss has just been able to fight through all of the pain and all of the torture inflicted by the champion Raven.
He's concentrating a pile right there, and he's got him. Oh, Raven
went for the choke slam.
Oh, he got him into the ground. You gotta be kidding me.
Raven up there. He went.
You gotta be kidding.
Right into the tags too.
You got it.
He keeps the title. Raven retains
pile. Thumbtacks all over the body of Abyss. His head, his hand, his back. And Raven remains the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion.
Unbelievable match. And oh, come on. Had enough of this. Enough already.
He promised that we would hear from him, Don, throughout the night at No Surrender. And here is the former, and let me underline that word, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Jeff Jarrett.
I mean, it's like a disease.
Raven,
you can't get rid of.
The nightmare's over. I'm about to give you a reality wake-up call. Because there's no one or nobody that can stop me from coming to that ring and taking back what is rightfully mine. TNA has always been and will always be my world. Raven, get ready.
Jarrett headed to the ring to confront the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion.
If you look in the ring, in the back of the ring, there he is.
It's Rhino.
I came to give you some advice. Turn around.
Oh, Gore! Gore! Rhino! I don't believe it. He sided with Jarrett. Come on!
Jarrett swerved us the whole night. My God, Jeff Jarrett is aligned with Rhino.
This has been a presentation of TNA Wrestling.